Here coming at you live with the end of the NFL football season because I'm not counting tonight's game because they're being played by two average football teams. And I don't care who wins that game because they're probably going to lose their first game in the playoffs. What a season that we've had so far. As you can see, I'm excited to have a Green Bay Packers jersey on. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that. Hold on 1 minute. I'm just trying to post. Man, I'm going through a lot of. Hold on. Ugh. This is what happens. Should have been a little more prepared, but that's okay. Should have been a little more prepared. Alright, anyway, so yeah, here we go. So yeah, I'm going to have a couple guests on, and we're going to talk about the NFL season today. But I'm super, super excited. Right now we got all our matchups laid out. With the crazy year that we've had, man, I'm just happy that we got a full NFL season. And we finished it, man. We got all 16 games in for each team in the books. Our playoff matchups are set, and the Green Bay Packers are the #1 seed in the NFC. Sorry, I was just sipping a beer there, Spotted Cow, by the way. Granted, they don't sponsor me, but hey, if at any point in the future you guys would like to, New Glarus Spotted Cow, really great beer. Probably the best beer in Wisconsin. Really, really well made. Yeah, man. I mean, the Packers go 13-3 as I thought they would with the team they had. I was a little down on them at the beginning of the year this year because of the terrible draft that they had. I mean, I can't say terrible draft. It looks like A.J. Dillon might turn around to be a pretty good running back. But I would have to say overall, I gave him a low grade for the draft, okay? I didn't give him the highest grade for a draft that, and you saw it today, by the way, for a draft that was deep at wide receiver, okay, for a draft that was deep at wide receiver, they didn't take one, okay, and that should be concerning to you, okay, and you saw it today, as a matter of fact. I mean, Valdez-Scantling, one of the guys I'm not sold on, okay, I'm not sold on Valdez-Scantling. Okay, and he dropped an easy bomb to... I mean, easy bomb by Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the game should have been... The Packers should have run up by 12 or 13 at that point. And they should have been... The score should have been higher. And the Packers should have blown them out. Granted, they won by 19 today. And they clinched the 1 seed, which is very, 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 very exciting. I mean, I had them at 13-3. I had them competing for a 1 seed. In my mind... In order for them to get to the Super Bowl, they had to have home field advantage. They had to have the 1 seed. The 2 seed does not do it this year. It doesn't. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't. Because you don't get that first round bye that you need. And you got to play all those games. And with the Packers and their defense, I don't think they can win that many games consecutively. You know, like, for example, if it's a team like New Orleans, I could see that. Because I like their defense a little bit more than the Green Bay Packers. And... You know, that team is, believe it or not, that team is playoff battle tested, okay? That team is battle tested. So, that team I could see going on the road and making some noise. Hold on 1 second, guys. One of the guys that wants to come on, I'm going to... I'm just getting him to stream and all that stuff. I will find him in a second. We'll get him on in a little bit. I just want to get my thoughts out on this exciting season for the Green Bay Packers. But yeah, man, they're the #1 seed. And where was I at? But yeah, no, Valdez-Scantling. You know, and then you see guys like Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk play excellent football this year. And we see Valdez-Scantling. I mean, every now and then he has some spurts, but I mean, it's just he's still inconsistent. And dropped an easy bomb from Rodgers for a touchdown. It's insane. It's insane that I can't believe the Packers went into this draft knowing they're weak at receiver. Granted, they have Devontae Adams, but you know what? Devontae deserves some fucking help. Okay, he deserves some help in that offense. Okay. It can't just be Aaron and Devontae every fucking time. All right, which is successful. We've won 13 games this year. Devontae Adams was tied Sterling Sharp's touchdown record this year. He's played out of his mind. In my eyes, before the season started, I had him as a top 10 wide receiver. Right now, I have him top 5. We can talk about that another day, who I think is the best wide receiver, etc. Who top 5 is, whatever. But he excelled that. But you got to get him some help. And it's like, granted, we won this game by 19 today, but when you see that drop, it just frustrates me to no end. It frustrates me to no end that you could have had a guy for nothing, literally for nothing. You could have drafted a nice up-and-coming rookie wide receiver, by the way, who's playing well. T. Higgins and Brandon Ayuk are playing pretty well for their respective teams right now. T. Higgins in Cincinnati and Brandon Ayuk in San Francisco. Granted, Jimmy Garoppolo was out. Nick Mullins is in. He had a pretty good year. I would say, I have to look up the numbers, but I think Brandon Ayuk, I would have taken him over Valdez-Scantling this year. I mean, that's who they were projected to take when they moved up to that spot. Even before they moved up to that spot, they were projected to take Brandon Ayuk. But no, you had to make waves. You had to go up and take Jordan Love. It is what it is. That's my only negative for this game against the Chicago Bears today. That is my only negative today in that game. Outside of that, positives all the way around. We had a couple of interceptions that we did not get in this game. We had the dropped bomb pass to Valdez-Scantling that was not completed for a touchdown. And, I mean, Aaron Rodgers got lucky today, too. He had a couple of interceptions that he should have thrown in this game today. He didn't. Fortunately, they were dropped. And, you know, those could have been game-breaking interceptions. Granted, I still think the Packers still win this game with those mistakes. But you don't want to make them. You don't want to make those against good teams. Against good teams, you will lose, period. You know, they were fortunate today. But they won by 19. They're the number 1 seed. And I'm very, very excited. I'm happy. They exceeded my expectations when it comes to this team. I had them going 13-3 and competing for 1 seed. I had them at maybe the 2 seed with New Orleans probably taking the top spot. They really did, man. Because the reason why I had it that way is because of the draft, right? The draft didn't convince me enough to say, hey, listen, this team is a stud. This team is, ready to go. Like, they're primed for a championship run or anything like that. It is what it is. And today, right now, I mean, they look really good to win this NFC right now. They look great. Period. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm going to get into my thoughts in a second here. I need to create a... Okay. What in the world? Hold on a second, guys. Hold on 1 minute, guys. I'll get my thought in 1 second, guys. I know I'm live here, but give me 1 second. I'm trying to invite somebody on. Oh, we're live. It is what it is. I should have done this beforehand. So I'm trying to invite somebody. Anyways. So yeah, I mean, I was down because of the draft. I mean, I thought there'd be. I mean, 2 seeds not bad, but for the Green Bay Packers team, that defense is like middle of the road. You don't want to travel on the road. You want games to come to Green Bay, and if you're losing Green Bay, you're losing Green Bay. Period. But okay, here we go. That's what I needed. Okay, hold on a minute. We're going to invite somebody on here in just a little bit. Hold on, I'm just trying to get somebody on Discord. I'll get this going in a minute. We'll get that situated in a second. But yeah, I mean, that draft that started my year off in a salty way for the NFL, for the Green Bay Packers. I was highly upset with that draft pick. I was pissed off at Matt LaFleur and Brian Kuhn because, I mean, they just literally slapped Aaron Rodgers in the face. If you pay attention to the tweets or to the Pat McAfee show that day, he was talking about getting another wide receiver, another weapon, another offensive weapon to help him out. And then they go and they say, no, fuck you. We're going to go ahead. We're going to draft a quarterback. Like, what kind of shit is that? You move in the draft. Not just that. Let's get past the offensive weapons. The Green Bay Packers the year before were 13-3. They overachieved. Okay, I had them at 10-6. Okay, they overachieved. They got to the NFC Championship game to go on the road, right? Okay. Okay, they overachieved. Okay. They gave up 280 yards on the road. Okay. Okay. And they didn't even address the problem. Right? Defensively, they couldn't stop anybody. They couldn't stop the run in that game. Jimmy Garoppolo do like, what, 8 passes in that fucking game last year? And they couldn't stop that? And your answer is to get a quarterback? And cry me a fucking river. Okay, cry me a fucking river. That, well, not cry me a river. Just don't tell me this is very similar. This is very similar to Aaron Rodgers from 2005. It's not. Okay, I love that excuse from the analysts, from the experts, and from everybody else on fucking Facebook who talked to me about this. Well, maybe Aaron Rodgers was 24th pick. Assholes. Aaron Rodgers was projected to go 1 or 2 in the draft and fell to 24. There's a difference. Jordan Love did not fall from number 1 overall to number 24. Nobody thought he was a top 10 talent. Okay? Spare me. You don't go in after a loss from the San Francisco 49ers and get pounded on the ground 280 yards rushing. Jimmy Garoppolo throws 8 fucking passes, and your answer is to move up in the draft, not grab Patrick Queen, he was the best linebacker in football to help you stop the run, not grab another weapon to help Devontae Adams get some pressure off of him. Your answer is 4 years or 4 or 5 years from now, or never, we don't know, to grab Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? That don't insult my intelligence. Okay? We all know what this was. Alright? I'm happy that the team has played well this year. We got the number 1 seed. I'm not angry about that. Okay, that's all Aaron Rodgers this year. He threw 47 touchdowns today. Okay, he threw 47 touchdowns today. And he played out of his mind this year. Okay? And please don't tell me that the reason why he played this fucking well is because Jordan Love lit a fire under his ass. Stop the nonsense. Stop that right now. That's not what happened. That's not why Aaron Rodgers is playing well this year. I guarantee you would have played just as well or a little under without Jordan Love on the goddamn team. Jordan Love does not threaten Aaron Rodgers' position. If you told me that this year the Packers got like Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow, then you have a point. But Aaron Rodgers' job was never in jeopardy with Jordan Love as the quarterback. He's not even number 2 on the depth chart. Now, granted, I could eat my fucking words, and he could end up being a great quarterback. I don't know. He could probably be a great quarterback 4 or 5 years from now. But guess what? That's 4 or 5 years from now when I currently have Aaron Rodgers, and I should give him the most talent as possible. For a team that prides themselves on the NFL draft, you failed this year. Aaron Rodgers bailed your ass out, Goody. He bailed your ass out, LaFleur. He bailed you out. And now they're the number 1 seed in the NFC, and I'm happy about it. But at the same time, it pisses me off because you could have made this team better. That's what angers me. It's frustrating. You insult my intelligence. It's insane. You insult my intelligence. You're lucky Aaron Rodgers was quarterback this year, because I guarantee if he wasn't the fucking quarterback, you would not be 13-3. And that's how I feel about the situation. So don't give me that shit. The people that are saying that Jordan Love lit a fire under his ass and he threw 47 touchdowns, kiss my ass. That's not what it was. This is a brand new system for a quarterback who's in his 30s, late 30s. All right? And he had to adjust and learn the system, and he did. And he excelled at it. He could have done this without Jordan Love. So Goody and LaFleur, if that was your grand plan, you failed. People are going to say, oh, you succeeded. No. This team should have been 14-2. Possibly 15-1. If you gave him that extra weapon or helped him out on defense. Okay? We should have locked up this 1 seed a week ago, being 14-2. We locked up today, which is fine. But today we should have been resting. Today, it's what it could have, should have. I could be wrong here too. But I think with those weapons, with Patrick Queen as the linebacker, or with T. Higgins, or with, even if you wanted to move up so fucking badly, you could have grabbed Justin Jefferson, who's a fucking stud, and playing in Minnesota. By the way, Aaron Rodgers was talking about Justin Jefferson and compared him to Devontae Adams, assholes. If you wanted to move up so goddamn badly, why didn't you go up and go get Justin Jefferson? It's ridiculous. I am happy that the Packers are the ones. I gotta get this out there. My frustrations. The team should be like prohibitively. Now, granted, I know people are, they're like, but I'm iffy on the Packers going to Super Bowl because of just the team is like, eh. The defense is like, eh. They're playing better than what they were from the beginning of the season till now. Now they're playing excellent. But it should just be better. That's it. That's all I'm asking for as a fan. All right. Now, granted, I'm not an owner. I would like to be a shareholder of the Green Bay Packers. Shares have not gone on sale since 2012. I hope sometime in the future they will, because I will make a purchase. I should have made one back then. I didn't because I was being a cheap ass. But I should have done it. But it just, it is what it is. I got my frustrations out. So now, right now the Packers are sitting at the 1 seed. They get the week bye. Granted, we don't have David Bakhtiari going forward, which sucks. We do have teams with exceptional pass rush in the playoffs. New Orleans is the one that scares me the most. That was a huge loss today. Billy Turner did play pretty well today. Aaron Rodgers was pretty clean today. I think they maybe gave up 1 or 2 sacks in the game today, which is awesome. Against Khalil Mack, who's no scrub, by the way. Khalil Mack is still one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Regardless of what you see his stats are, he's still a hell of an athlete. He's still one of the better pass rushers in the NFL. Billy Turner played a really good game today, in my opinion, in this game. So the offensive line looks pretty good, man, without David Bakhtiari, man. But that is a huge loss. That is Aaron Rodgers' blindside. And we'll see what happens, man. I don't know. Right now, let me see. I think I got out what I wanted to say, man. And let's see if I can get people on right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to see if we can get people on. I'm gonna send. We're gonna get Southerndandy on here in a second here. So let's talk about the matchups for this coming playoff season right now. I just literally had it up right now. Right now, how it looks, how it shapes out. We got some interesting matches for next week. So this could give us a preview for the Packers' next game, which will probably be Sunday, not of this week, but obviously of next week. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the primetime game going forward. The primetime game ending the playoffs for the divisional round. So right now, I believe the Saints will play the Bears. They made the playoffs by default because the Rams beat the Cardinals. By the way, Cliff Kingsbury, asshole. It's called run the football. Your quarterback is 5'8" or 5'9". You have Kenyon Drake, who played great towards the end of last year. Why the fuck aren't you giving him the football? Save your quarterback's life. Please add more run plays. Give the ball to the running back. Don't have your quarterback running on the 1 fucking yard line. My fantasy year is ruined because of Kenyon Drake. Anyway, right now, so the Saints will play the Bears, the Seahawks will play the Rams, and let me tell you something, that is the game of the week. Okay, so right now we got Tampa Bay again. Oh, wait a minute, hold on a minute. Tampa Bay against the winner of tonight, which will either be Washington or New York. No way Tom Brady loses that game to either of those teams, so let's stop right there, okay? So, can't ruin playing against Aaron Donald, but I agree. All right, so I'm gonna invite Southerndandy here on a second after I get this out here. So right now we got for the AFC we have the Buffalo Bills playing against the Indianapolis Colts. That's gonna be a tough game. The AFC this year, man, it's a tough out in the AFC. Granted, I love Kansas City. I think they're the prohibitive favorite, but they got some man. Anybody can win these games here. This is a tough one. I wonder what the spreads are gonna be like. I'm gonna check that out on. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday of next week. I'm going to take a look at what the spreads are, but this is going to be crazy. So we got Bills, Colts. There's no way that's more than a 3-point game. That's going to be a 3-point game right there. So we got Steelers going against the Browns. Again, divisional game. Third time you got to play them. I like the Steelers in that one, but that's going to be tough. Titans, Ravens. That's going to be a tough one. As much as the Ravens have struggled a little bit, I think the Ravens could win that game. The Titans aren't that impressive, guys. I mean, the AFC is a lot more interesting. Like, if the Packers were in the AFC, it would be as clear cut to get to the Super Bowl, okay? But they're not. They're in the NFC. So I mean, right now I think their only threat. I mean, the Seahawks are struggling for some fucking reason. I don't know why Russell Wilson can't get the ball to DK Metcalf out of nowhere. It's just weird to me that he can't do that. But I mean, right now it's the Saints and the Buccaneers. From there, I'm not afraid of the Bears. We just beat them twice. The Rams, I'm not convinced on Jared Goff. Aaron Donald's a stud. Not convinced on Jared Goff. Tampa Bay, I'm convinced they beat us early this year, but they got to come to Lambeau. And New Orleans will be early this year in New Orleans, but they're the only team I trust traveling on the road because of their defense and because of the running game. Alvin Kamara will be back. He did miss today's game with COVID. They're saying he might miss the first playoff game against the Bears. We don't know that. I'm not saying he is. They're saying that's a possibility. If he does, keep an eye on the Saints-Bears game. I'm hoping and praying Bears can play spoilers here, but we'll see. And also there's reports that this might be Drew Brees' last year, so I think the Saints are going to play out of their mind this one. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to invite Southerndandy on, and we're going to get him to get his feelings out in the season. 1 second here. We're gonna get him on here. Yo.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man? How you been, bro?
I'm living that dream, man.
What dream is that, man? Tell me.
It's a dream I wake up and I have hair. But yeah, still ain't got it.
Oh, I hear you, man. No, I hear you, man. How's the family and everything?
They're doing great, man. How you doing? How's the house?
Oh, man, it's good, man. I literally just installed carpet in the basement, by the way.
Nice. Ooh, carpet in the basement. That's an interesting move. Hopefully you don't get a little moisture on the carpet.
Oh, man, I'm hoping not. But I ended up getting like an insurance policy on the carpet.
Invest in a dehumidifier.
Yeah, I know. I need to get one as soon as possible.
That is the move.
Yep. No, I agree, man. But anyways, yeah, man. So, what are your thoughts, man, on the NFL season, man? What?
Interesting. I think not a lot of surprises, to be honest with you. Like, there hasn't been a team that just boom came out of the blue. Well, except for the NFC East or AFC East. NFC East sucking as much as they did. I think the biggest surprise of the season would be Philadelphia's vomit job. But other than that, it's been chalk. Bad day for the Bears, though.
Yeah, dude.
The worst thing that could happen to them is going to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of? I mean, they're gonna get it's a one round exit. They're gonna play the Saints and then probably get trounced.
They're gonna beat the Saints. They'll bet you they'll beat the Saints.
Oh man, if they do, that would make my day. I'm not gonna lie.
You just have one of them weird feelings that anything could happen. And there's really the home field advantage with no fans in the stands. It really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Is that game in Chicago or New Orleans?
No, it's going to New Orleans.
Okay, well then maybe not, because that's going to be like an 8.5 point spread probably.
I think so too. I got about 8.5, 9.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I must have been huffing industrial solvents when I thought it was going to be in Chicago. Because then then there's a chance, but no, not in the Dome. Even if Kamara isn't playing.
No, I don't think so either.
No, but that's again, they needed to lose, not be in the playoffs, so they can at least get rid of Trubisky and Pace. I don't think they're doing that now. I think they're going to run another year with him. They're going to have to sign that 5th year on Trubisky, and that's ugly if you're a Bear fan. Good if you're a Packer fan.
Good for me, but I was telling my dad the other day he's a Bear fan, and I was like, dude, I was just talking to him. I was like, if you want this organization to succeed going forward, I told him, like, you need to let go of Mr. Trubisky, and you need to get either Brett Bieniemy as a coach from the Kansas City Chiefs, or you need to get Urban Meyer in as a coach or something.
If you have Bieniemy is basically the same coach as what they have now. They coach together. You're going to get the same scheme, the same everything. Yeah. He's from Kansas City, so I mean,
that's right.
That doesn't matter.
That's right.
But it's a lesson. I know you were complaining about the drafting of Jordan Love, but I actually think it was a heck of a move. You always have to understand, since 1992, the common denominator with the team and why they were successful is they have an elite quarterback. And one of Ron Wolf's rules was every year you draft a quarterback. And I mean, even in Rodgers, I believe 2nd or 3rd year, they drafted Braum out of Louisville in the 2nd round. Mm-hmm. You always pluck it. And if they saw something that they liked out of Jordan Love, you may not see it.
No,
you gotta do it. And obviously there was enough nibbles on him that they felt the need to move up to get him. Look, I think he's better than Tua. I actually think he's a pretty good quarterback. He's a guy though that you're gonna need a couple years on the bench to get some seasoning on him. Playing in the WAC isn't the biggest time competition, but he's got a really quick release. He can throw on the run, and you got to look at the long-term health of the team.
Yeah,
that's gonna as much as you like Patrick Queen, and hey, Patrick Queen's balling out. A middle linebacker does nothing for your franchise compared to having a franchise quarterback.
Oh, I agree.
And you look at the Rams game and the Cardinals game today. They don't have quality backup quarterbacks. Playoff hopes shattered.
Yeah.
Look at a couple years ago when Rodgers got hurt. They didn't have a quality backup. You're running Seneca Wallace out there and other jabronis. So you always have to remember the second most important position on a squad is your backup quarterback. You got to have it. So to say that this year's draft is poor or even good, you can't judge a draft until 2 to 3 years out.
Yeah, that is true.
You got to remember Dylan's behind 2 guys. Dylan was basically drafted. I thought he was overdrafted, but I see what they're trying to do schematically with that big bruiser, kind of like Tennessee. Mm-hmm. The kid out of the tight end out of Cincinnati, he hurt his knee. So it takes a while. And you look, a couple of years ago, I was hating on Rashawn Gary. I thought he was way overdrafted, but I'll admit when I was wrong. You got a guy there who, if you just look at height, weight, speed, you don't look at production at Michigan. Mm-hmm. If you just look at height, weight, speed, that's a top 5 caliber individual right there. That is, what he has is very rare. To have somebody who can move like that at that size I mean, for him to fall where he did, they got to steal. That he's going to be a player. And in Michigan, he was playing basically a 4-3 end. Now they have him outside where he can really use that speed. And sometimes it takes, people have this premise that when a team drafts somebody at any position that they should just come in and be gangbusters. That's not how football works.
No, you're right about that.
It takes a while for players, especially at receivers, really tough. DB, there's a lot of positions that are tough to get acclimated to, and it takes a year, sometimes two. So, we got to hold off as much as we like to, to rip on people. Hey, I think I can't believe how old I am. I remember watching Runyon's dad play. He did pretty solid for the couple games he played, and that's the one thing too. You talked about the offensive line. You gotta tip the cap to Green Bay, and they did this since the McCarthy era. They have a certain type of offensive line they like to draft. They don't draft the big 6'7", 380-pound behemoth tackles. They usually draft smaller tackles that can play guard, and they cross-train everybody. So if you have Runyon and then the kid out of Indiana who isn't been on the active roster yet, they were tackles in college, but they're 6'4", 310, and they have them be able to play tackle, be able to play guard on each side. And then the steal of the draft a couple of years ago was Elgin Jenkins. I mean, you want to talk about an unsung hero. You got a guy right there who is, I think Corey Linsley's the best guard in the league, not being a homer, but he's fantastic. A little banged up. When you can put Elgin in there at center and you still get that elite level production, you could put him at left guard, right guard. He's taking snaps at tackle. The guy can play every position and play it well. There's not a drop-off. I think the offensive line having that versatility is really what saved this team's bacon, because they've had injuries all year. There's been many different combinations of the starting five. So that front office dogma of cross-training your offensive linemen has really paid dividends for this team.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, this is the least sacked that Rodgers been all year. I think I talked about it like a couple of days ago when David Bakhtiari went down.
He's been clean.
He's been clean, and that's part of the reason why he's having the year he's having now too.
And some of the sacks, not to cut you off, but some of the sacks that you've had are actually, Rodgers kind of feeling the pressure the wrong way and kind of, backing into it. And that happens sometimes.
And that happens, yes. It's not one of those sacks that we saw like in the past where he's holding on the ball for too long and just nothing's developing. Correct. Yeah, there's none of that this year, which is refreshing.
He's got the feel for it. And there's a misnomer that if you want to stop an elite quarterback, you do it on the edges. That's not true at all. If you want to stop an elite quarterback, say Mahomes or Rodgers, that pass rush has to come right up the gut.
Yeah,
that's the only way. Because, as good as... And Khalil Mack is still a heck of a player.
That's what I said. I mean...
He's still very good. And look, that Akeem Hicks, I think, is their most underrated player for the Bears. And they did a great job. But if you can't get the pressure up the middle, it really doesn't matter what you do on the outside, because most of the plays, he wants to get the ball out, 2.5, 3 seconds.
Right.
So you're not gonna get there even with a jabroni at tackle. So it makes a huge difference. And not many teams, if you look at who's there, the only team that really can get you up the gut are the Rams, and they're not going to be seeing them.
No,
Aaron Donald is just a unicorn of a player.
He is.
You're not going to see him. So it looks good. I mean, the defense obviously. If I had to complain, the one thing, they haven't played a full game yet. The offense, gangbusters in the first half. And I don't know if it's LaFleur having trouble making halftime adjustments. I don't know what it is. But the second half, it's not getting bogged. It's not just as simple as getting bogged down. Having a 30-yard drive where you pick up a couple first downs. It's constant 3 and outs, and that puts so much pressure on the defense.
Yep. I mean, it's that weird game against Carolina where they had like 5 straight 3 and outs out of nowhere. I mean, for some reason, like the past, I don't know. I'll go with the past 3 or 4 games where the third quarters have just been flat. They'll come out, look stellar first half. Third quarter comes out, it's just ugh.
Yeah, they're going for they're forcing it. They're kind of getting away from the run game. They can't get in the rhythm. They can't get in the flow for some reason in those third quarters. For whatever reason, when most teams script their first few drives, so they've practiced it all week. First 15, some do 25 plays, and when they're out of that, it comes down to making quick decisions in the heat of the moment. Some teams are very poor at it. I don't think that's the case with LaFleur. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, for whatever reason it is, it just bogs. And they're gonna need to make it to the Super Bowl. They can't have that. Got to be a complete game every game this time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and I do like their chances. I mean, like I was just looking at the NFC. I mean, really, honestly, the only 2 threats I see right now, because I mean, Seattle has not. Russell Wilson is not. I don't know what's going on with him. He's not playing well right now. I mean,
well, with Seattle though, DK Metcalf is a beast, but he's also not. He's not a Devontae Adams. So a Devontae Adams, you can line him up wide. You can line him up 3, which means he's the third in, kind of where MVS was, where he scored that touchdown, and where he was when he dropped that touchdown. So you can move him, and he can run every route and run it perfectly. DK Metcalf isn't the type of player that can, run a great slant, run a great, out and in. He's basically a 2-route guy. Now, he's really good at those 2 routes. But if you don't have a running game, it really makes him less effective. Because then, if you're not running the ball, they can just bracket him. You put a corner under and a safety over, and he's taken out.
Yeah.
It's not the running game, especially for that team and that player, is everything. And unfortunately, they have a bust on their team in the form of Rashard Penny, who they wasted the first-round pick on. That one, tennis. I mean, Seattle's made some head scratchers in the draft.
They have, man. I mean, they hit with DK, but yeah, others. I mean, you're just like, ugh.
Well, DK Metcalf though is like walking on the street and finding $100 bill and it just hits your shoe. They didn't. That was pure accident.
What kills me is that I can't believe Green Bay. I think they had 4 chances to draft him that year.
So here's why DK Metcalf slid.
Yeah.
There's 2 reasons. He broke his neck.
Oh, okay.
So you have that injury, but the injury is the first, but the second really is he's a 2-route guy. I don't care. When you can do that, I'll take you in the first round. But the injury, when you have a neck injury, that really scares people.
Okay.
But I mean, what a receiving tandem, him and AJ Brown. Jeez.
Right? I mean, right? Dude.
Because now Metcalf I knew was going to be good. I thought Brown would be okay. He's better than Metcalf.
He's better, yeah.
Because he can run everything. He is. I mean, I don't know if you watched the Houston game. That last
I missed
play.
it.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a huge chasm of talent. Again, not saying DK isn't talented. He's uber talented, but he's a niche player. Like if you have a defensive end who can't play the run, he can only rush on third down. That's a niche player.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
AJ Brown he's a 3-down player. He can run every route in every position, and man, I mean, I think he's going to be a top 5 player in this league. He's just getting better every year. He's making Ryan Tannehill look good.
I know. Isn't that shocking?
It's
Like
disgusting.
it's disgusting. It's stupid. It just again Green Bay. It's like you had these guys. Like I don't know. Again, I'm not in a room. I don't know how their scouting is. I don't understand what their evaluation of talent is. It is what it is. They didn't get these guys.
You know, to play devil's advocate, though,
yeah.
so to play devil's advocate, though, okay. So you look at their receiving room, and you have Devontae. You have Alien Lizard, who I always liked out of Iowa State. Okay. I thought he went undrafted for some reason. He wasn't a burner in the combine, but I liked him. So you got two right there. And then you have MVS, who, you know, as much as he frustrates you, still tantalizes you with that combination of size, speed. Then you have EQ, who, you know, has had the injury bug, but, you know, again, you got a guy who's, you know, 6'6", who, I mean, damn near elite speed. You know, that's four guys. You can feed, you know, just with that, and then you like your tight end room. You like Tanyan. You know, they ended up drafting the kid out of Cincinnati. You know, they have their three running back deep. Mm-hmm. They like their skill position. You know, and you got to remember, Lazard's only in his third year. He's only going to get better. MVS, Young, only going to get better.
I'm not sold on MVS.
EQ, I think, is you know, as he progresses, going to get better. It's a process. You know, like I talked about earlier with the draft. You have to be patient. There's a progression of players. You can't just make snap judgments.
No.
You know, it's like you were talking about the defense. Look at what they've invested in that defense before the draft. They have first round picks in Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Darnell Savage, Kevin King, who though he was a second, we'll call it a first.
Yeah.
Alexander
is stud. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now you've got your huge free agents and the Smiths, Amos. You know where I'm getting. I mean, that's a huge.
Yep.
You only have so many resources allocated to certain segments of the team. Right. I mean, they invested a lot.
I would say the biggest hiccup for me was the Kevin King thing, because you got to remember what they gave up to get him. So they gave up TJ Watt. That's the problem.
I don't have any problem with that. So what you got to remember too is when he was drafted, there was a lot of taller wide receivers in the division. Mm-hmm. It's not easy to come by 6'1+ cornerbacks that can play. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to always remember that. Jari Alexander is a smaller player, speedier player, but you know Kevin King is also a physical unicorn. Injury history and all that, but if he hadn't had an injury history, I guarantee you he would have been a top 15 pick. You know, but he had some nagging injuries that brought his stock down. Again, it's not easy to find guys who can cover that are that big. So I don't really have a problem with that. And I thought they actually got a pretty good find later in Chandon Sullivan, too, last year. He's a nice little player.
Yeah, he's been coming around lately and playing well. I mean, they have some deep finds. It's just, maybe I should be a little more patient when it comes to draft picks. And
you have
you know what
to
I mean?
And again, it's tough when people look at this and they want instant results. And you have to understand that's not how it's ever worked. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
No,
and then when you see other rookies playing great, you know, it makes you wonder, but that's just not the way it is.
No, I mean, look at Devontae Adams right now. Devontae Adams he's arguably, I'm not saying he's the best wide receiver in football. He's arguably going to be mentioned.
He's up there. Do you remember people calling for him to be cut in his third year because he was so bad?
Yeah, absolutely.
So anytime somebody says stuff like that, I always tell them, Go back. Go back and listen to all the jabronis talking about wanting Devontae Adams off the team.
Dude,
okay?
I fought. I mean, I've argued a lot for Devontae Adams when people were shitting on him, and I'm like, no. Granted, I didn't see his ceiling this good. All right, like I saw potential. I didn't see like this guy could be arguably the best wide receiver in football. I was like, middle of the road. He's not bad, but you know what? He's not. He's just good. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't great. Dude, he's exceeded my fucking expectations.
No, he's fantastic. I don't think there's a better one. There's not a better. Because again, the kid beater in Kansas City, whose name I won't say, because he's such a dick.
Oh, Tyreek Hill. I'll take Devontae over Tyreek Hill.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's a one-trick pony.
Right. He's got speed. He's the fastest wide receiver in football. He's gonna burn people. But Devontae can run every route on the route tree. Yeah.
No, he's tremendous. I'm sorry, there isn't a better one. Not even close.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would be like I like DeAndre over him just because I think DeAndre is just there's something special about DeAndre.
See, DeAndre isn't consistent.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's
no. I've always found him to be inconsistent. With the hands, he drops more than a. If you're calling a guy a top 5 wide receiver, they don't drop as many as DeAndre does. Sorry, that's just
no. I mean, well, T.O. did. Remember, T.O. was known for. But I get what you're saying, though. I do get what you're saying when it comes to the drops and everything like that.
Yeah,
but
I'm not the biggest hop. I mean, he's a heck of a player, and I think Bill O'Brien should be arrested for what he's done to that franchise.
I can't believe he traded DeAndre Hopkins. What was it?
For a bag of balls.
Bag of balls, really. David Johnson and nothing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I tell you what, you take all the coaching vacancies, and I wouldn't touch that squad. They're screwed. They have no draft capital.
Screwed, dude.
They're in salary cap hell. Good luck. I'd rather take Jacksonville.
Yeah, I would too. Actually, Jacksonville's got a nice situation there. They're not bad.
Yeah, as long as they don't hire Urban Meyer, which they might, that would be a huge mistake.
I don't think that's a good.
Now that's a spot for the enemy, but I don't think they're going to go that route.
Yeah. You're thinking,
it's not 100% that Lawrence comes out either. By the way,
really?
If he doesn't. Oh, absolutely. If he doesn't, I guarantee you. Couple things. He didn't like the way this year ended and the way last year ended. Got outdueled by Fields. Fields made some money this weekend.
Yeah, he did.
And got outdueled by Burrow.
Yep. You're right about that.
And not having fans in the stands and to get the send off that he deserves.
Right.
Or he feels he deserves. There's a chance, and Dabu Sweeney's a good salesman. And if he doesn't because that they're trying to work with him, hey, you like this guy? What if we go this route? What if we run this system? They have to, because they need to entice him to come out just as much as Dabu Sweeney needs to entice him to stay.
Right. And
it is not a slam dunk.
I agree. And who's to say he likes going to Jacksonville? That's the other thing, too. If he doesn't like the whole Jacksonville situation, now, granted, he can go the whole nuclear Eli route where he's like, I don't want to play in, what was it? He didn't want to play in San Diego at all?
Yeah, well, he won't do that. But because Jacksonville's ACC country, it's not far from South Carolina where he played. It's not going to be a geographic or team size thing. Again, it's going to be did they find a coach that he feels comfortable with? And if he doesn't, and I were his representation, just as I would have told Joe Burrow to pull that play with the Bengals, because it cost him his knee. You get in a bad spot, it could screw your whole career up. Location and being in the right system is everything.
Absolutely.
I always go. You always go back to 2005. Look, if Aaron Rodgers went to San Francisco in that situation, which wasn't the optimal situation, and he had to play right away, he wouldn't be the player he is now. Not even close.
Agreed.
It takes the right coaching, the right situation, You know, there's a lot of players that wash out that had the cards been different, would have been players. That's just unfortunately the way life is.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on that situation for sure. I mean, yeah, they got destroyed by Ohio State, dude. They got wrecked.
Sermon is a real nice player. You know, you talk about the draft. I'm not a big Fields guy myself.
Me too.
He'll get overdrafted. And look, I mean, I'm sure there's people in that organization. It's probably that jabroni money mark Tony Khan talking about wanting to draft Fields because he.
Oh, Tony Khan.
Buddy Holly dildo.
Me and you got to do a wrestling episode. I swear. Now that you mentioned Tony Khan, I'm sorry. I gotta pivot a little bit, man. We got to do a wrestling episode one of these days.
Absolutely.
Okay, so me and my buddy are planning on doing we're trying to review the first episode of Nitro because that episode is hilarious. They're in the...
Well, I've watched all the old stuff, so I'm basically the old wrestling czar.
Right, dude. I gotta get you up. Yeah, but we want to talk about that first episode of Nitro in the, what was it?
The Mall of America.
Mall of America. Dude, that episode's a trip.
But that is a just if you want an anecdote for people that don't know wrestling. And that is do you know what that episode is famous for? You obviously know, right?
The whole little boys thing with Lex Luger?
The little boys? Yeah. Well, it's Lex Luger, who the previous night was at a house show for the WWF.
That's right, yes.
Makes his jump ship as he didn't have a contract. And showed up on the first Monday Nitro. Then you also get the great commercials for Pasta Mania.
Dude, that shit, I swear to God. I couldn't stop laughing at that.
The Hulkaroos?
Yeah, the Hulkaroos. Oh my God, dude. You know what's funny? You know what I find funny about... Because I was watching that Nitro, right? Mm-hmm. And to me... Because, I mean, at this point, you know, they're trying to put Hulk Hogan as number one babyface or whatever. But his character, to me, always seemed like a heel. Like, when I watched that first episode, I'm like, dude, like, you're... Even when I watched episode 2... When he was saying all the shit to Luger, I'm like, dude, you sound more like a heel than a babyface. You know what I mean? Or am I tripping on that? I don't know.
Yeah, it was a different time. They were having, they were kind of having an identity crisis with him.
Okay, that's what I figured.
You know, when he first came over, this was pre-Nitro, obviously, and it was a huge thing, and you got to remember something, that wrestling was geographically segregated as to what was over and what wasn't. And WCW was traditionally a Southern company. And in the South, Hulk Hogan wasn't as over brother as he was in the North. So there was a lot of people that weren't buying what the old Hulkster was selling.
Yeah,
and it was over for a little bit, but it got bad.
It did. I noticed it right away. I watched that episode. I'm like, people aren't buying this shit, dude. Like, this is not working.
They made a huge investment, and look, financially, from everything that I've seen and read, I mean, obviously they got their money out of it.
Of course.
But it was starting to go stale, and had they not did the whole NWO heel turn, man, it would have got real sad real fast, because the red and yellow was dying. But it's a totally different character, even as far as the look, you know, pre, you know, 85 to or 84 to like 92, Hulk was 30 pounds heavier, full of cocaine, skin like a burnt hot dog, just manic. You know, it's a totally different presentation. You know, now you have a Hulk Hogan who is about 30, 40 pounds lighter.
Right.
You know, probably on pain pills instead of cocaine. And it just kind of changes the whole gravitas of the presentation.
It does, man. I mean, Lex Luger was that first salvo, right, for the Monday Night War, right? Because he was that first guy to jump ship, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I don't even want to say that was the start of that, because they were still feeling their way. The one thing, if you go back and take somebody that doesn't know wrestling and go back, not the second, I believe they had the first Nitro set. I think it was the third episode. If you look at how it looks, go watch like the third when they have the Nitro set versus that week's Raw, which would be from the crappy Manhattan Center.
Ooh,
and
okay.
WCW looked better, like aesthetically.
Yeah.
They had a large arena with the whole, and almost, big jumbotron. A great set versus that condensed little 90s-y whatever they were doing in the Manhattan Center. Check it out, because it's a night and day difference. The presentation is much different.
I'm gonna have to do that. You know what? Now that I think about it, I mean, I do remember that. I mean, when it came to WCW, they were a little ahead of the game when it came to like the stage and everything like that. For me, like what turned me off about Nitro was just the shows. I didn't feel like they were that good. Like when I watched WWF, when I watched wrestling, and forget about everything else, forget about the stage and all that stuff. I felt like Vince put on a better show than what Turner was putting on WCW. But I get why people would watch WCW more, because aesthetically it was pleasing. Like you had the nice stage, the pyro. You did have Flair doing his thing and Hogan still, but
well, it's a reversal too, because Vince McMahon, the one thing that made him was he invested in new technology. So nobody out-production quality Vince. If you go watch, now if you take that reverse and watch Wrestling Challenge, watch all the old TV shows pre-Raw, those look great. They're filmed in larger arenas, or the old Saturday Night's Main Events.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Watch those, and then, pick a year. Go, pick like 1989. Okay. Watch a Saturday Night's Main Event, and then go try to find, within the month or so, go watch a Clash of Champions.
Okay.
And it's totally different. Now you have the reverse, where that looks like a Hodunk Hillbilly operation, running out of an armory with a guy with, a hillbilly with 3 fingers holding a sparkler for Ric Flair's entrance. It's a totally different, ball game.
Okay. Dude, okay.
But the aesthetics is important.
It is. No, it is. Dude, okay, so check this out. So, sorry to cut you off there. All right, so as I'm watching this, because I don't care about tonight's game at all. I think tonight's game's been played by 2 teams that are fucking terrible. I don't give a shit about. But right now, Washington's up 10-0 on Philly. So it looks like I think Washington might hold on for that division. Right now, up 10-0.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. Yeah. What a story.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? You want to talk about if I were to, if somebody was doing enough meth and be like, hey man, I'm going to let you run my franchise, I'd be like, well, great. I would do what Washington has done. And what they did is they invested heavily into their front 7. I talked about Green Bay's investment in their defense. Now you're talking a first round, obviously second overall pick in Chase Young, first round pick in Ryan Kerrigan, who's at the tail end of his career.
Yeah, he is.
The 2 boys from Alabama were first round picks. You have studs all through that defensive line, and when you have that, you don't have to go too crazy with your secondary players.
No, you don't.
That it makes up a huge difference when you have a stout defensive line. Look at San Francisco last year. San Francisco's defense was as good as it was because their front 7 was fantastic.
Oh yeah, they had man, I already forgot. I forgot his name already. He got torn ACL this year.
Yeah, Bosa.
Yeah, Bosa. Right, correct. Yeah.
You make that investment in the front 7, and they can connect. That's all you need.
Yeah, that is all you need.
Now they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I can't believe Alex Smith is playing. It makes me cringe.
Me too.
I mean, good for him. It's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
But his leg looks like a hot dog that's been in the microwave for 3 minutes.
It does, dude. It looks really bad, and I'm surprised he's playing
rough.
football. I mean, I get it. I mean, hey, listen, play this year and then just walk away after this. Like, because I mean, I don't ever want to. I mean, that injury was really, really, really bad. It reminded me of the. I didn't watch this live, but I saw videos of it with the Theismann, yeah, with Lawrence Taylor. Man, I'm like, oh my god, dude.
Well, and if you look at the nuts and bolts of the injury, Theismann's was much better because it was actually a clean break.
Mm-hmm.
And with Alex Smith, he got very unlucky where, they basically sewed it up with pieces of turf in them. Whoopsie, okay. And that got infected. And that led to just a cavalcade of complications. I mean, the poor guy almost lost his damn leg.
Yeah, he did.
If you find that the ESPN featurette they did on it, it's quite a thing.
I gotta check that out.
Find it. You can find it on YouTube, but
I'll definitely.
It'll give you phantom pains in your leg.
Absolutely, dude, that was rough. Even Lawrence Taylor, man, he can't even look at that shit. He's like, all right, don't show me that again. Like
it was bad. I mean, and Theismann never played after that. That was it. And Theismann was older, but that was a rough one. Hey, man. Good for him.
Oh, good for him, man. He's playing. I mean, he's right now he's got Washington competing for a division title. Granted, I mean the team is going to be 7-9 if they win this game, but whatever. They got a division title. They're going to the playoffs. Good for him. He's going to get an extra game, and then he can call it a career. I don't know
because Washington. You got to look at it this way too, and people always forget. They drafted Dwayne Haskins, which was brilliant, but they did that because they didn't know. Now they have a ton invested in Alex Smith. He signed a $25 million a year plus contract with them a few years ago. If you recall,
yeah.
coming back from when Kansas City decided that Mahomes was the guy. So it ain't like he's on this journeyman contract. He's on a big boy, $25 million plus contract.
Okay.
So he's risking his leg for a king's ransom.
He is. Man, I mean, did you see
for that money, you could cut my leg off and beat me with it.
Absolutely, I would too. Like, fuck it, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll be set for life. Yeah, I'll be like, I'm good.
Get a sawzall. I'll get a gold-plated peg.
Did you see what his wife gave him today? He made a trophy. That was pretty cool.
That was creepy. Yeah,
it was creepy and cool at the same time. Like,
good for them.
Yeah, good for them, man. Good for him. I mean, they're gonna be.
It has to be fun at dinner parties to see. Hey, we're going over to the Smiths. We're gonna see his leg brace. Oh, nice.
Them just going over the X-rays of the fucking leg injury and all that.
Okay. Back in the day, this is before your time when people would pull out the vacation slides.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at Alex's leg scar. Maybe this week we'll let you touch it. Ooh, it feels like an alligator. Ooh, that's nice, Alex. Thanks.
Dude, that's so funny, dude. So right now, if Washington wins that game, yeah, they're gonna be playing Tampa Bay in Washington.
Look, that's very, again, as much of a joke as that conference is.
Mm-hmm.
In the playoffs, it's about two things. Can your defense play? Mm-hmm. Or can you run the ball? Mm. And Washington can do both. And if they get hot, they're a tough out. Mm-hmm. When you're playing a team that's got a tuned up front seven, that's really tough to beat. Now, I don't think they're going to, because I don't think their offense has enough juice.
Same here.
But you talked about, in the AFC, it's a 2-horse race. It's Kansas City and Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think so too.
Tennessee is a team that, again, they're a team that if they can get the lead,
yeah,
and they can get Henry going, they're tough. I'd put them third. I don't believe in Pittsburgh at all.
I don't either.
Roethlisberger is done.
Roethlisberger's finished as a quarterback. To me, I just don't. I don't see how Pittsburgh. Granted, I don't think they got him signed to a hell of a contract, but I don't know how you can. I mean, it's time to sit down and talk to Ben and be like, hey, look, man, I think it might be time to maybe think about hanging this up because he does not look well.
Here's the problem: they're not running the ball like they should. You can always remember everything revolves around the run, and if you're not able to run the ball, their offensive line was never as good as people said.
No,
it's like Dallas. Dallas was built around two things: their offensive line and their offensive line. Well, that goes to hell. You got a garbage team. Even with all the money they spent on skill players, which they were dumb enough to pay Amari Cooper, which is incredible. When you lose that offensive line and the ability to run the ball, it just changes the complexion of your squad. And Pittsburgh's in that boat. Their defense isn't as good. Losing Bush early in the season really hurt them. I think they're an upset special. I like Cleveland.
Dude, that's gonna be a hell of a game. The AFC has a lot more intriguing matchups to me than the NFC right now. I mean, right now that's gonna be a tough one. That's the third time they're gonna play Cleveland this year, and I mean in both games. I mean, from what I can remember off the top of my head, they weren't blowouts.
No, conference games are always close.
Always close. Yeah.
You could. Crappy team, a good team. Conference games are always tough. I think it's going to be Tennessee, Baltimore. That's a tough game.
That's a tough one. That one I'm scratching. I like Baltimore in that game because I just like Lamar Jackson over Tannehill. But then again,
I don't.
No.
No. I don't like crapping on players, but I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson. He's wildly inaccurate. Fumbles too much. I just don't think you can trust him. Unfortunately, it's you might get lucky, you might win a few games in the playoffs, but when it comes down to they can't beat an elite team. They can't beat Buffalo. They can't beat Kansas City. It's just the way it is. You have to be able to throw the ball as well as run it. And again, you stymie them. In the run, they're done. They can't play from behind either. They have to be ahead. So I don't like them. Again, it's a 2-horse race in the NFC. I still say it's a 3. Green Bay, New Orleans, Seattle. Seattle. Yep. When you have as much as I dislike Russell Wilson, when you have
I hate him.
He's a jabroni, but you always got a chance with the Jesus jabroni, and with New Orleans, they cheat, so you never know what they're doing.
Right.
But Peyton's a hell of an offensive mind.
He is. He's a smart guy. I mean, granted, he's come up short in the playoffs the past couple of years, right?
Well, you want to talk about some unlucky breaks. That kid, that's a killer. If you're a Saints fan, I mean,
they've had him, dude. Yeah,
Vomit City.
Yeah, easily.
I mean, those some bad beats.
Yup. Losing to Minnesota last year. Well, I mean, the past couple of years.
The past couple.
Yeah.
Those were the 1-2 years ago with Stephon Diggs. That was just holy crap.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst beats I've ever seen.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean, that was a worse beat than Ike Turner and Tina Turner. That was really rough.
That was really rough, dude. I would have just been sick to my stomach with that one. That's just.
But there's not really a complete team out there.
No.
They all have flaws. I mean, on both sides. I want to say even the most complete team is probably Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like as much as everybody's chewing on the Muppets nuts, Patrick Mahomes, the Muppet.
The Muppet. Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't stand the Muppet.
You can't stand him? No. Okay. I can't stand his girlfriend, by the way. I can't.
She's the worst.
She's just.
She is the absolute worst.
Yeah.
I would put her in the root cellar, lock the key, and just walk away.
I can't stand her either, dude. Last year with her screaming, and I'm like, dude, come on. Like,
now I'm getting anxiety. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I won't watch the Super Bowl if they're in it. It's the worst.
What if it's Kansas City, Green Bay? No?
Well, yeah, then I'll watch. But I only watch half. I'll keep the... yeah, but again, like, anything can happen, too. You know, you can... Now you're in a position, too, where you can randomly lose players to the China virus. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
And,
yeah.
You know, all of a sudden, and it changes the whole... You know...
It does. I mean, that's another factor, too. COVID... Now all of a sudden, like I'm saying this shit about the Packers, right? Like I'm knocking on wood. I got wood somewhere. Okay, here we go. I mean, let's just say out of fucking nowhere, you know, I hate to say this, but you know, Aaron out of nowhere, hey, I have COVID. Like that can happen at any fucking moment. And then now he's out.
To any player on it. To any player on any team.
Any player, any team. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, that can. I mean, you know how they let the NFL really screwed Cleveland and Denver, you know, the game where Denver didn't have a quarterback.
Yep,
Cleveland didn't have wide receivers. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They can just basically pick and choose winners if they want. Hey, well, you know, you were near somebody who, you know.
Right. I love how they did that. It's just like with certain teams, they would flex the schedule and say, hey,
well, it's because that's rigged.
Play here. Yeah, yeah.
It's more of a work than wrestling, trust me. You know, and I don't be shocked if that happens to a team.
No, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm waiting for it to happen. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Because right now, the biggest star they got hit with that, I have to say, is Kamara. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
He's the biggest star. So he's like. So the next one is a quarterback. Like who's gonna fucking like? And I don't want it to happen, but it's a possibility that plays a factor now. Like you know what I mean? Like if Pat Mahomes goes out a fucking game because he has COVID,
I would
you know?
I would celebrate. I'd get shit. It would be like me winning the lottery. I'd be so happy. I would.
It
would be glitter.
Dude.
I would have. Oh, it'd be a big party.
That would open up the AFC though. Like
I would get balloons.
Red balloons.
Oh yeah, 99 of them. It would be beautiful. Now I'm hoping for it. You know.
Oh God, that's funny.
I might send China a thank you letter if that happens. So I got to brush up on my Mandarin.
You should. Oh my God. But yeah, you're right
happen.
though. You're right.
It can
happen. It can happen to anybody right now. This is gonna get interesting the next couple of weeks with these games, man. I'm excited. I'm just happy, man. I got through a whole fucking season. You know, we had our little COVID cases and all this shit, but I'm just happy we got there. It was ugly. We didn't have fans. Whatever. Certain stadiums had them. I'm salty that Green Bay still doesn't have. I mean, they're inviting the first responders and all that stuff out there. I mean, I wish there were fans out there, but you know, it is what it is. But I'm just glad we got a whole fucking season, dude. Like I had a lot of people doubting it. Like, I was like, no, I think we'll get a full season. It's gonna be shitty. It's gonna be some bumps in the road, but we'll get a full fucking season. We're gonna play this shit out.
It was as good as
possible.
You could expect. It was better than the NBA. I mean, the NBA is dead. You know, it was better than baseball.
Yeah. Oh, way better than baseball. Dude.
Yeah,
baseball was a shit show.
Well, so was the NBA. I mean, the NBA.
Oh, the NBA too. The NBA wasn't the greatest either.
You look at the ratings on that, and again, it's complicated. You know, even some NFL ratings were down, but it's different. Everybody has choices now. It's you know, and you can. You know, some people say, you know, because of politics. I say it's because, you know, if you go back to the 90s, well, you know, you talk about wrestling, there was nothing else on TV.
Right.
You know, and then on Sunday, there was nothing else on TV but football. Mm-hmm. Well, now you have access to anything. Mm-hmm. You know, so you don't really have a captive audience anymore.
No, you don't.
So there's a natural number that they're going to end up meeting, and it's going to be far lower than what it was.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. The numbers were inflated. So I'll be curious when they sign the next TV deal, which is supposed to be pretty big. But, when you see the NFL salary cap next year going down considerably,
it's going to go down.
That should give you pause. It's hurting the league.
It is, man. This whole fucking thing is hurting. Ugh.
Well, but at least we'll get $600, so that's worth it. That's totally worth it.
It's totally worth it, man. A whole year.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I was happy with mine. Yeah, that's all I want. Dude, all right, my friend. Well, I gotta bounce here in a minute.
All right, man.
It was anytime though. You just let me know and I'll talk about whatever.
Absolutely. And by the way, I got this recorded, so it'll be on my YouTube channel soon.
Send me a link to that. I'll take a peek.
Absolutely, man. Well, anyways, I got to invite you on for the next wrestling show that we talk about and all that stuff.
I'm there, man. I love talking about it, especially old stuff, because new wrestling is. Whew.
I know. I gotta get you. You know what? I know what your opinion is on AEW, but I gotta get your full thought process on it.
Let me know. I'll give you that. Down the road, we'll do it.
Absolutely.
There'll be a lot of Tony Khan money mark bashing.
I bet, dude.
That little prick. All right, man. You take care. Great talking.
All right, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one, bro.
All right. See ya.
Peace. All right, guys. That was Jeremy here chiming in with his thoughts on the just the NFL season and the Packers. He had a lot of good thoughts about that. DarthNader, I'll get to your comments in a second. Hold on a minute, man. We were just talking. So yeah, he just got his thoughts out there and what. Again, I mean, this playoffs is going to be very, very interesting. And I know, DarthNader, you said you'll take Washington over Tampa. What? Okay, so Washington over Tampa. What do you mean by that? Do you mean you're taking Washington with the spread, or you'll take Washington straight up against Tampa Bay? Oh, by the way, he's a Packer fan. He likes the Packers. Me and him, we loves the Packers. So right now, okay, so Cleveland barely won without Big Ben or T.J. Watt. Right. I mean, I think, okay, so here are my thoughts. Okay, I'm just going to go into my picks right now, okay? I'm going to go and just do it. Fire off right here. Bills will play the Colts. Believe it or not, I like the Bills in this game, but this game is going to be a highly competitive game. Do not be shocked if the Colts pull this one off. The Colts defense is pretty good. My only concern with the Colts is Phillip Rivers. Which one is going to show up? Okay? Which one is going to show up and whatever. I'll take the Bills against the Colts, but I'll tell you this right now. If this game is higher than 4 or 5 points, give me the Colts. This is going to be a close game. I will take the Colts anything above 4 or 5 points. Okay? But I'll take the Bills straight up in this game to win this one, but I'm not too convinced. I'll take the Steelers over the Browns. But again, divisional game. This is the third time they're playing. Remember, the Green Bay Packers back in 2003 or 2004, if I remember correctly, they played against the Minnesota Vikings in a third game at Lambeau and lost that game. 3 games against your divisional rivals is tough. Okay? This is a close game. I take Pittsburgh, but not convincingly, okay? Tennessee, Baltimore, that's going to be another close one, I think. This is my only road win. I'm going to go with Baltimore in this one. Okay? I do think Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens pulled this one out. To me, I think in this game, Tannehill has to be amazing to win this game. And he has to outduel Lamar Jackson. I think Baltimore can contain Derrick Henry for a certain part of the game. I think Lamar will have to be special to win this game. But I think if Lamar is special in this game, I don't think Tennessee has a chance. Just like how Tennessee played against Green Bay last week. Ryan Tannehill could not keep up with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, couldn't do it. So right now, I take the Bills over the Colts, Steelers over the Browns. I like Baltimore to beat the Titans, okay? So right now, Green Bay's on a bye. New Orleans will be playing against Chicago. New Orleans is going to win that game, okay? Seattle is going to play against Los Angeles. That's going to be a close one. Upsets, I'm telling you right now, this game, Seattle, Los Angeles, this has upset written all over it. This is going to be a tough one. I don't know what the spread is going to be for this game. There's no way this game is over 3 points. Okay? No way. This is going to be a close game. Russell Wilson has not played well. I'm telling you. There's something up with him. And that offense, I don't know what it is. They're not playing great. This is going to be a close one. I like Seattle, but I'm not convinced. Okay? Tampa, Washington. I'll take Tampa because it's Tom Brady. If that makes sense. If Jameis Winston was the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this game, I will not take the Buccaneers. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to you, DarthNader? Does that make sense to you? If there were any other quarterbacking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I would take Washington. Does that make sense? So right now, let me go with DarthNader, what he's saying. Sorry, I got to keep up with the chat here. So last 2 games, when the division winner had a sub-500 record hosting the playoff game, 2-0. Oh, that's right. Seattle beat New Orleans in that one game, right? Where Beast Mode went Beast Mode? I forgot the other one, though. You got to remind me? What was the other game? Right, but we got to remember, though, Tom Brady's playing against Washington. He does have a bad road playoff record, but he's playing against Washington. Now, granted, Washington has a really nice defense. That is true. A lot of the Super Bowl runs did go through New England. You're right about that. You're right. Tom Brady has not had to travel on the road to get to the playoffs. You're absolutely right about that. But I think they have enough weapons on offense to get it done. Granted, what happened with Mike Evans, by the way? Mike Evans, he hyperextended his knee. What's going on? Let me look up that story right now. Because he got hurt in this game today. Again, why Tampa Bay was playing in this game, why the starters were playing, I don't know. Let me look up the what's going on with Mike Evans, actually. Granted, Antonio Brown looks pretty good. But what's going on here? Okay, so right now Mike Evans, no structural damage to his knee. He says it's too soon to tell. They're probably going to get an MRI tomorrow. So it looks like Mike Evans will probably be a go, but I don't think he'll be as effective against Washington. No one's playing against Seattle. I remember that. Washington has the defense to give Brady problems. I agree. Get to the passer with 4. I agree, though. Right now, this is Sunday. I'm making my picks today. I'm doing a hot take. Right? I could change my mind tomorrow, Wednesday, as to who wins that game. Right now, just because of the experience factor, and Tampa Bay isn't that bad. My thing is with this. Here's my thing. I don't think Tampa Bay has to play a great game to beat Washington. Because I don't think Alex Smith can light up the scoreboard. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Alex Smith can light up the scoreboard against Tom Brady. He's done it. It's just... And the defense is good. They could hold Tom Brady. Tom Brady's old. He's 43 years old. I guarantee you, if they get... And here's the other thing, too. Tom Brady, if you put the pressure on him, he does not play well. Let's just get that out the window. If Washington gets their pass rush going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, watch out. Ooh, DarthNader with the hot take, guys. DarthNader. He's going 20-16 Washington. All right. That's a hell of a score. I don't feel, man. I need some convincing. I think that game is prime. Okay, the 2 games that are prime for upsets are Seattle in the NFC, Seattle, Los Angeles, and Tampa Bay, Washington. Those 2 games, keep an eye out on. Okay, so now let's play this. Let's go with this for a second. Because right now, I'm excited. The Packers, by the way, if you missed my stream earlier, I'm excited about the Packers 1 seed. I gave my little rant because the Packers should have gotten Justin Jefferson or T. Higgins, but either here nor there. We're done with that. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to play a little devil's advocate. Let's go with your prediction. Let's go with Washington beats Tampa Bay. We'll go with Seattle beating Los Angeles. We'll go with New Orleans beating Chicago, which that's going to happen. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, okay? So, the one right now, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 get through. So Green Bay would get Washington at home. And New Orleans, Seattle. Mr. Integrity might pull that one off against New Orleans. And if all of you are new to my Twitch channel here or know me, Mr. Integrity to me is Russell Wilson. That's my nickname for Russell Wilson. Mr. Integrity. If anybody steals that, that's mine. Okay, actually, I should copyright my nickname for Russell Wilson. I've thought about this. I feel like somebody someday is going to steal my nickname for Russell Wilson. His name is Mr. Integrity to me. Anyway, so that is going to be a hell of a game. But I think Kamara comes back and they win that game. We get a Green Bay, New Orleans NFC Championship game. And it will be the first time ever that Aaron Rodgers will host an NFC Championship game in the NFC. He has never, ever, ever hosted an NFC Championship game. Aaron Rodgers, ever! Which is sickening to me. Never hosted one. So this will be his first against the New Orleans Saints. And that's going to be a tough game without David Bakhtiari, by the way. I do like the Packers to win that game and go on to the Super Bowl. I would love... I would love for once to celebrate a Super Bowl. I have a new house. I would love to celebrate. I just got the carpet done in my basement. The carpet is done in my basement. I would love to get one. I want to host a Super Bowl party here with some friends for a Packer game for the first time in my life. Let's see what happens. I don't know. But the AFC is the toughest road, I think. There's a lot of tough games in the AFC, man. And next week's gonna be fun, man. Yeah, man, that'll be the first time Aaron Rodgers has hosted a playoff game. A NFC Championship game ever. Isn't that insane? Tom Brady has hosted how many? Can somebody give me the numbers? Because right now I don't feel like looking it up because it's going to disgust me. How many times has Tom Brady hosted an AFC Championship game? Tell me. DarthNader, give me the numbers. Give me the numbers. Just to show you how sickening that is. He's hosted way too many. Put it like that. See, my thing is, I do want Tom Brady to win this game next week. I want Aaron Rodgers to beat Tom Brady in the playoffs. Okay? That's what I want. Oh, DarthNader's going with 11. Oh, I want to look this up now. Because I want to get sick. I want to be sick to myself. By the way, I've been drinking a lot of Spotted Cow tonight. This is one of the best beers in Wisconsin. If you're ever in town, DarthNader, I'm telling you, you drink this beer, it's going to change your mind on every other beer. Anyway, so let's go to Tom Brady. How many times? They say he's won 9. How many has he hosted? Well, he's never played one on the road. So 9. No, more than that, dude. It has to be 11. Because wait a minute. He lost to Baltimore that one year. He lost to... The other one he lost... Okay, wait a fucking minute here. Hold on a minute. This is going to piss me off. 2, 3. I'm so mad right now looking this up. Dude, I'm going to say he's fucking hosted. I'm going to go with 11. Yeah, I'm looking this up now. Like all the ones he won was at home. He did lose some at home. I think he lost the one. No, he lost one to Baltimore at home. The others he lost on the road. Okay? So 1, 2, he hosted those. 3. 4. 5. 6 because Baltimore beat New England, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's hosted 10. Tom Brady, you were close. Tom Brady has hosted 10 AFC Championship games. Insane. Blasphemy. By the way, DarthNader, I'm pissed off at I'm surprised Mike and Oren and those guys don't come and watch this right now. Watch the live stream. I'm a little angry at them, man. I'm glad you showed up and joined and chatted. I'm pretty sure those guys are busy. Andre talked to me on Facebook. I told him to watch my stream. I don't even think he's here. What a jerk. That's okay though. One day this will make it big, and I'll be somewhere. But yeah, I mean, that's staggering. Aaron Rodgers has played in this NFL. He's played in the NFL. Let's just put it like this. Aaron Rodgers, played 16, 17 years in the NFL. He's only hosted one NFC Championship game. Does that not make your stomach turn? I mean, think about that. He sat 3 years. Okay, so he sat 3 years, played his fourth. Jesus, I'm getting phone calls right now, and I can't answer them right now. I'm live. He's hosted 7. You sure he's hosted 7? I think I've been hosting 9. Or what did I have him before? I already missed it. But right now, I mean, Aaron Rodgers has played 16 years? From 2005, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 years. He's sat for 3, so he's played 13 total as a starter with 2 half seasons. And so far, he's been at 4 AFC Championship games and has hosted none. Right, Brady is 7-0. No. Remember, he lost to Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, that was on the road. Tom Brady lost a home AFC Championship game to Joe Flacco. So he's got to be 6-1. He lost to Joe Flacco. That was in Foxborough. Right? I mean, wait a minute. But no, the game he played against Joe Flacco, that was in Foxborough, wasn't it? No, bullshit. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get this up. Hold on a minute. Let me get this up. Hold on. I'm right here because I was just looking this up. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Wait a minute. Here we go. This is not it. I was just looking this shit up. Hold on a minute. Okay, so Baltimore, yeah, right here. Foxborough. The Baltimore Ravens beat the New England Patriots 28-13. No, that was AFC Championship game. That was championship. Remember, they beat Peyton Manning in a divisional round of the Hail Mary. Joe Flacco. Remember that. I remember this vividly. Take a look at it. It's right here. You got to see it. Right there, Foxborough. AFC Championship games. Right here. Baltimore beat New England. Remember, because the divisional round that year, was against Denver when Peyton Manning had his amazing season that year. Remember that. Because the next year, Denver beats New England in Denver. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, but right here, I mean, this is Baltimore beating New England, Foxborough. This is the AFC Championship game right here. So, if it's 7-0, so he's 6-1 at home. But the point I'm trying to make here is like Tom Brady, and granted, he's had a great organization and Bill Belichick backing him up. Every time he's the majority of the time, 90% of the time that he's hosted, he's won the fucking AFC Championship game. Okay? He's won it. And Aaron Rodgers has not had the opportunity to host one NFC Championship game. Oh, so he's got 8 games at home. So he's 7-1, right? But he's 7-1. You know that's the stat. That's the key point here. He's 7-1 at home, playing in AFC Championship games. Aaron Rodgers right now is 1 and let's see, beat Chicago. That was on the road. Lost to Seattle in that debacle I don't want to talk about. That was on the road. Lost to Atlanta. That was on the road. Lost to San Francisco last year, and that was on the road. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this team was never in prime position to be. Now, granted, we had the 15-1 year, and Eli Manning just came in and magically won the fucking game and whatever. But I mean, that was an opportunity where Aaron could have hosted, but it didn't happen, right? So I'm excited, man. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers just host one NFC Championship game, just one. I'm not asking for a lot here. I'm asking for Aaron Rodgers to host one NFC Championship game in Lambeau. Just one. Brett Favre hosted 2. Brett Favre had 2 NFC Championship games in Lambeau. Okay? 2. You know, and Brett Favre's been to shit. Hold on. He hosted 2. No, bullshit. Wait a minute. Brett Favre hosted 3 NFC Championship games because, hold on a second, I think he hosted 3. Wait a minute. Because he went back to back. Okay? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. We're going to go to it. 90s. Dallas. This was in Dallas. I remember this because my dad threw a cake on the freeway when this happened. I'm not making that up, by the way. My dad, in this game here, okay, so pay attention to this. This story here is, I remember that day. The Green Bay Packers were playing Dallas, and he thought the Packers were going to win this fucking game convincingly, and he bought this cake and celebrated and everything. He got so pissed that the Cowboys won this game. He grabbed the cake and threw it on the freeway. Literally, my apartment building was right outside the freeway. If anybody here lives in Wisconsin, it was off of Lapham, the Golden Domes back in the day, that shithole. And where we lived, our apartment was literally right outside the freeway. So he walked to the freeway and threw the fucking cake that's right out there and just whatever. That's not a fake story. That's real. So, okay, so here we go. So, Brett hosted against Carolina. I watched that game from beginning to end. Ooh, wait a minute. Let me shut the fuck up. Brett that next year went on the road and beat San Francisco 23-10. Damn. Let me shut up. I thought he went back-to-back here and hosted. 2 seed. But then lost to John Elway. That's fine. So, Brett hosted 1 and didn't host one for a long time, guys. So Brett hosted 2. In all these years, Brett hosted 2 NFC Championship games. In Lambeau. Because here's the other one right here, where I was here in Wisconsin to celebrate that game. And again, Eli Manning ends up winning that game, and that pissed me off. So Brett has hosted 2 NFC Championship games. Aaron has not hosted 1. That's just... Yeah, Favre hosted 2. I'm just looking it up. Yeah. So you're starting to see this, man. I mean, the Packers left to be desired, man, with these quarterbacks, okay? I'll admit that. But you know what? This is a brand new year. Like I said, COVID is a factor in these playoffs. I'm telling you. I have a feeling COVID's going to play. I hope it doesn't. I'm praying that it doesn't. But I have a feeling it's going to play a factor into one of these teams, and I hope it doesn't. I'm telling you, man, it can affect one of these games. The playoffs this year are going to be very, 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 very interesting. If we have a weird Super Bowl, don't be surprised. You know, I'm hoping we get a legit playoffs here, and I hope we don't get any bullshit. And I hope everything plays the way it should. And right now, I would say hot take. I do like the Packers Chiefs pick. DarthNader, you picked that as well. You were on record saying that a lot. I do like the Packers Chiefs Super Bowl. I mean, that'd be a very fun Super Bowl. I think it'd be a nice way to wrap up the year. You know, for the once in my life, my biggest regret in football is never getting a Brett Favre, Tom Brady Super Bowl, or a Tom Brady or you get what I'm saying. It's one of those things where, I never got a Brett Favre Tom Brady or a Brett Favre Peyton Manning Super Bowl kind of thing. You know what I mean? The closest we got was like Drew Brees and Peyton Manning. That was a really good Super Bowl. I won a lot of money off that game, by the way. Shout out to Jonathan Satches for paying me a lot of money in that game. Anyway, he's gonna see this be pissed. But yeah, I mean yeah, he did. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, this is gonna be an interesting playoffs here. I mean, I'm just excited the Packers got the 1 seed. My prediction of 13-3 went through. That's all I'm happy about right now. This team exceeded my expectations with the bullshit that happened this year with the draft. I was highly upset with the draft. I'll still disagree with the draft till this day, but we'll see. I could be wrong. You gotta see how talent develops and all that stuff, and see where it goes. I can't complain. DarthNader, do you want to get on? Do you want to get your thoughts out, or you good? I was supposed to have somebody else on today. He canceled on me. Things happened. Life happens. That's okay. All good. He has some issues with family and stuff like that, so he couldn't make it on today, and that's okay. Yeah, I'm leaving the floor to you. If you want to come on, let me know. I'll give you a call. We'll get you on the show. We'll get you on the stream here. Sorry, I said show. I'm not a show yet. But yeah, let me know what's up. By the way, how's the stream? By the way, how was Southerndandy earlier today? I mean, when you were here, did you hear him well? The guy that I had call in, did you hear him well through the on the stream and all that stuff? I mean, let me know. Tell me what's up. I was hoping to get more people to watch, but it is what it is. Oh, give him 3 minutes. Okay, DarthNader will be coming on. So I'm gonna give him 3 minutes. DarthNader will come on. Let's check in on the Washington game right now. Last time we checked, it was 10-0. Ooh, wait a minute, guys. Philadelphia is up 14-10 right now. Uh-oh, I talked shit and look what happened. Adam Gase is out. No one cares. Man, Philadelphia's up 14-10 currently right now on the Washington Redskins. This is getting interesting, guys. If the Giants get in, everything's more smooth. Good. Perfect. As long as you can, I got the kinks worked out. You know what I mean? I got people. I'm able to get people to listen to the Discord chats and everything. I'm happy about this. Like, this is good shit. Hope to keep this going. Right now, Philadelphia's up 14-10. That's insane right now, guys. Man, we got a game here. As much as I was not interested in this game, right now Washington is driving. They're in Philadelphia territory. I believe they're right around the 12 or 13 yard line, and it's 1st and 10 right now. Alex Smith just completed an incomplete pass. We're on the 2nd and 10 right now in this game. Wow. If the Giants make the playoffs, does that change your mind? I'm pretty sure that changes your mind about the Tampa Bay pick, right? Hold on a second, guys. So DarthNader's gonna come on here in a couple minutes. So we'll give him some time. I'm gonna repost the stream out there. And get this going. 1 second. I need to go to Twitter too. I've been neglecting the Twitter, guys. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, if the Giants... Now, things have changed a little bit right now. Because I felt... I mean, with Washington go up 10-0 in that first goal... Dude, Jalen Hurts, I think... I'm not going to say he's... For now, he's the placement holder in Philly, if that makes sense. Because I think Carson Wentz is out. I mean, I'm pretty sure... I read the reports today. He might be asking for a trade. There will be... Oh, Alex Smith with the touchdown, guys! Passes it, and they go up 17-14. We got a game. I shitted on this game. I absolutely shitted on this game because I don't care because these two teams are terrible. But we got a game, 17-14, Philly and Washington, man. The Giants are watching this game with, ooh, man. I want to see Smith pull this out. He deserves it, man. He's had one hell of a road to get back here to do this, you know, to get this team to compete for a playoff spot. I wonder if I said the Washington, their old name, by the way. I didn't pay attention to that. Whatever. Yeah, looks like they completed pass to Thomas, 13 yards. The extra point is good. 3-point game now. Washington's got the lead. 20 seconds left in the first half. That should wrap up the first half going forward. And we got a ball game, guys. We got a ball game going. I'm a fan. I'm loving it. Just waiting to hear back from DarthNader. We'll get him on here in a little bit. Tell him about a couple minutes. Once we get him on, we'll get his thoughts out there and just hear what he has to say. Like I said, anybody wants to join in on the stream, just again DM me. I will put out my Twitter in the chat. If you want to join the stream, all you gotta do is give me your Discord name. I'll invite you on, and you can go ahead and get your thoughts out on the season, how you feel about everything. You know, just your thoughts, right? So right here, here's my. There's Twitter. Definitely send me a message, and we'll get you on, man. Get your thoughts out there. Granted, I don't know how many viewers I got on right now, but would be cool to gather opinions and other people to chime in. This whole episode here will be on my YouTube channel at Chewie891 as well. I still need to do a One Piece. I do One Piece reviews as well. I'm starting to get into that too. I will have a review of Chapter 1000. I have read it already. I did not read the official scan of it. I have read the early release of it. Okay, if that makes any sense. I have read that. And I mean, I love every minute of it. Don't get me wrong here. It's just all right. Cool. DarthNader's ready to go. I wanted to read the official translation, then review it. Right. So once again, this whole episode will be on my YouTube channel once we're done. Once I'm done here. And so right now, I'm gonna go ahead and give a call to DarthNader, get him going. We're going to get his thoughts on the football season and what he thinks. 1 second here. Got to find him, though. I will. Hold on. I'll find you. Jesus, I mean, why isn't this here? Like, there's not a lot of people that I messaged directly, which is pissing me off. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh, you know what the problem is, dude? I never added you as a friend, I don't think. All right, here's what's gonna happen. Okay, give me your. Oh no, Ace, there you are. I'm an idiot. All right, here we go. Starting a voice call. Yo, can you hear me? Nader, you there?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. I can hear you. Yep, loud and clear.
Oh, you got the Odin background. Nice.
I do. I'm an Odin Mark. If any of you don't know who Odin is, well, I only have one person watching. But it's from One Piece. Yeah, man. So go ahead, man. Say what you want to say. Get your thoughts out.
So, like I was telling you, I think Washington's pass rush, that Washington team is built to beat a Tom Brady. He always struggles against 4-man pass rushers that could drop back and play deep coverage and get to him at 4. And Alex Smith is the right quarterback. He's not going to make many mistakes. They're going to give the ball to Gibson. They're going to get it to McLaurin and Thomas, and they got McKissick out of the backfield. If it's a grinded out type of game, I like Washington.
Okay.
I would like to see Jared Goff's health. If he's fine and good to go, barring no COVID setbacks, obviously, I think the Rams will beat the Seahawks.
I'm torn on that game.
That's a game where, like, I feel like if Jared Goff is out, then I'll change my pick, obviously. But like you said, Wilson's been struggling second half of the season.
Dude, he's not playing well.
He's not the same. Their defense is average at best. Again, Rams, great defense. They can run the ball. I think they got the better play caller.
I agree.
The Saints-Bears game is interesting to me. The Bears have a decent defense. They can run the ball. The only problem is, like you said, like it's just kind of hard to pick the Bears to beat Drew Brees, Sean Payton in the Dome. Maybe if the game was in Chicago, I might take Chicago, actually. But in that Dome, it's hard not to take the Saints.
I agree.
But I do think the Saints will lose in the next round.
So if playing devil's advocate, right? So let's say Washington beats Tampa.
Let's say it's going to be Packers, Rams, the way I have it.
I don't like that matchup.
Saints, Washington. Washington has to go to New Orleans. Damn, they might win that game.
Yeah.
All right.
The only way New Orleans loses in the next round is against Mr. Integrity.
You love that name so much.
I've coined it. I'm telling you. I'm going to get it going, man. That's going to be his nickname for me for the rest of his life. It's not a bad nickname.
I was so mad. He robbed us. That was the Super Bowl, right? That would have been Brady Rodgers.
Brady Rodgers
right?
Super Bowl. Yep.
He robbed us of that.
He robbed it.
I was a Hail Mary 2-point conversion. What was the tight end's name that dropped the onside kick?
I don't remember his name. Bostic. Brandon
Bostic. I hate him for life.
You know what the sad story about that is?
And the safety who decided to go down instead of taking it to the house.
I know.
When he had that pick.
The only reason I vouched for Burnett when he did that. Julie, because you remember Julius Pepper. If you remember that play specifically, the players on the sideline to go down, and the thing is, their mindset was right.
Rodgers threw like 4 interceptions.
No, Russell Wilson threw 4 interceptions. But here's the thing.
Like 2.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Rodgers.
But here's the thing. The reason why they told him to get down is because there was not a lot of time left.
Because the Seahawks had no timeouts. They had to score, get a 2-point conversion.
Right.
A Hail Mary 2-point fucking conversion.
And the other thing is, like, their thought process was, okay, all we got to do is get a first down and we're fine. And I get that, and I understand, but just score the points. Just score the points when it's available. Like,
to me, the worst play was the Hail Mary 2-point conversion. Because
how did Russell Wilson? It makes no sense. I'll tell you how.
How does it even make it to him?
I'll tell you how.
The corner just never. I hate that game so much.
That game.
Anyway,
yeah, let's go.
I hope Seattle goes to Green Bay for the NFC Championship game.
No, I don't. Come on, man. Why do you have to do
this? Because it would be great if Rodgers can knock out Wilson back-to-back years.
I'm terrified of that game.
You hate him so much. No, I just think, honestly, for the Packers, I would prefer Seattle to the Rams or the Bucks.
I agree. Or New Orleans.
Because they got nobody. Zero to cover. Devontae Adams will go for 180 and 3 touchdowns. No problem on Seattle. Mm-hmm. But the Bucks and Rams can make life hard for Adams.
They could.
So if I'm the Packers, Seattle is the matchup. But I think if Seattle wins, they play the Saints, and then the Packers are pretty much playing the Redskins, the Bucks, or the Rams. Mm-hmm. Unless the Bears pull off the upset.
The upset. There's gonna be one here. I
my
can't
upset is Washington over the Bucks, and I like
Los Angeles, man.
I think Buffalo wipes the floor with Indianapolis.
You think so, dude? I think that's gonna be a close game.
I think that team is what I saw today. That team is rolling. Josh Allen is like right now. Him, Diggs, John Colby, they're just on a move. They're playing Madden right now. They score at will. They look a little bit like the Chiefs, where they're just scoring at will, and their defense is good enough to make a couple stops to get them up by 2-3 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. My only problem with the Bills is the way they play is perfect for Kansas City.
Yeah, it is.
Kansas City would love to get in the shootout with you because they'll win that shootout.
Yeah, you're not.
I think I would say the Bills 45-21 over the Colts. Oof. The only way the Colts win that game is if they do what they did today, run that ball 30 times with Jonathan Taylor. But
they got to go to Buffalo.
This game is being played in Buffalo. You know how the weather can get over there?
Buffalo sucks.
And you know Phillip Rivers in cold weather, that's not good.
Everybody has bad games in Buffalo. I don't care who. Unless you're Tom Brady, but everybody else has fucking terrible games.
Tom Brady's the only player who can play good in Buffalo.
For
but if it's one of those bad weather games, I don't think Rivers stands a chance in there. No. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, I see as a plug it out, slow game. Kind of like today, really. Just, I would see it like 2017 Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. I think T.J. Watt makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. And I don't really like what I saw from Cleveland today. They eked out. Were they at home today?
They were at home, and that was without Big Ben.
They eked out a win that they almost lost.
They almost lost it. Mm-hmm.
I think the Browns. They're that team to me that seems like we're happy to be here.
Yeah,
finally made it
after all these years of disappointment. Yeah,
I think it'll be a tough game. I think they got to work on the back end of the defense for sure. Mm-hmm. I think Pittsburgh wins, and Baltimore, Tennessee is going to come down to one thing only: Derrick Henry.
That's what I was saying.
Last year, he ran all over Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
They could not stop him, and that was it. If they can just hold him, they don't need to hold them, to 40 yards. They can hold him to one of those 25 carry, 93-yard games.
Like Green Bay did.
Exactly. That'll be good enough to beat Tennessee because their defense is a lot worse than it was last year.
Oh, their defense sucks. I'm not.
And the Ravens right now look like that team. They're kind of hot right now. Them and the Bills are kind of hot coming into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But I would probably take it. I'll probably go Bills, Steelers, Ravens.
Yep.
That would mean Chiefs, Ravens second round. That would be great. And then Bills, Steelers. I think the Bills would win that one.
I think the Bills won that game. Yeah.
I'm really hoping like to me, the perfect scenario is Kansas City, Buffalo, Green Bay, Seattle, championship games.
My stomach would be
Those would
turned
be
to knots.
those would be great games. Because I don't think New Orleans going to Lambeau, I don't think it's going to work out well for them. I think that game will be one of those like 27-10 games that they just can't hang with them.
I hope so.
But I think Seattle, Mr. Integrity, you don't mind the cold weather. He'll do it.
Russell Wilson can throw for 300 yards in a blizzard. Okay? For some reason. If there's a hurricane, okay, a Category 5, Russell Wilson will find a way to win that game.
I told you
I just
all year. Remember when we talked preseason? Well, I guess it wasn't a preseason.
No.
Before the season, I told you. They got the Bears at 9 wins. They got the Packers at 10 wins. The easiest bet was Packers over 10.
Yeah,
under 9.
we talked about that. I was like, I got at worst. I think I was saying I had the Packers at like 12-4, but I said I have them at 13-3. I was like, I got them at 13-3.
I looked at it and I go, well, the Packers won 13 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions aren't any better.
Nope.
The Vikings got worse. They lost their whole defense.
And
the Bears still have Trubisky and Nick Foles.
Yep.
How the hell are they not going to win at least 11 games when those are their 6? Did they sweep the division 6-0?
No, they 6-1 because they had that blip against
5-1?
Minnesota. Yeah.
5-1. Okay. Yeah, they always have a game. Oh, Dalvin Cook game. That's right.
Oh my God, that game was
5-1, but that's 5-1 against the division. You got to only win another 6 games, so you got to go what? 6 and that leaves 10 games. 6-4 against the rest of the NFL.
Come on, it's an easy money. That was easy money to make there. I should have put that.
I forgot who it was. I think it was Pat McAfee. I'm not sure. I forgot who it was.
Love Pat McAfee.
When the Packers drafted Jordan Love, there was an analyst. He said in the offseason, he goes, "They just pissed off Aaron Rodgers by drafting a quarterback in the first round. He's about to win MVP this year."
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to win it, but it's definitely just him or Mahomes. Josh Allen made a good case, but it's just him or Mahomes. And I'll never forget Derek Carty. You guys can look him up on Twitter. Derek Carty. He's a DFS expert, as the Blitz or whatever it's called. Told me in the beginning of September, Devontae Adams would be better if he had a better quarterback.
Was that Pro Football Focus, by the way? That genius website?
No, that's not him. This is a different guy.
Oh.
He does like DraftKings and fan. Like that's what he is.
Oh, another idiot.
And
okay.
His whole thing was Devontae Adams is the best receiver in the league, and Aaron Rodgers is holding him back.
Oh,
and I'm sitting,
God.
and I had to reply and go,
"Oh my God!" I didn't say shit like that.
So you're telling me a guy who last year, what did he, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions?
Yeah.
Last year, Rodgers, I think?
No, like it was something like that. Yeah, I gotta look it up again. But
something around there.
Something around there.
5 picks.
He threw less than
That's
5
a career year for most quarterbacks.
That's what I was saying to people. Everybody was like, he's had a down year. But
that's his down year?
That's his down year? Yeah, exactly. That's down year. He threw for 4,000 yards? Okay.
I believe this is the second year with Matt LaFleur as the coach, right?
Second year, yeah.
So, usually, first year, get used to the coach, the new offense. Second year, you feel more comfortable. Oh, look at Aaron Rodgers now.
See, this is the thing, and this is we gotta do an episode on Pro Football Focus and people's mindsets on football, because the thing is this, if you don't watch the games and you just base everything off stats, which is why I fucking hate Nick Wright, and if I ever see you in public, Nick Wright, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Not really, but I am. But people like that, they don't watch the games. They don't understand how.
Well, I believe
they just go off stats. That's it. That's it.
I believe Pro Football Focus sends somebody to every game each week, and that's how they do the ratings.
Really?
But they take that person's notes and then they look at the stat. They do a little thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's it's obviously flawed.
It has to be flawed.
You're really gonna tell me that one guy on a play where Rodgers, bombs it to Adams for a 60-yard touchdown, he's watching the right guard on that play? What if the guard just blew the assignment there?
Right.
And, just the tackle came and helped out. They can't see every little thing
right
on the field. You have to watch the tape over and over. Bakhtiari is a huge loss. Is it for the whole playoffs? Is it done?
Oh no, he tore his ACL, dude. He blew it.
Man, that's a big hit.
Tore it. And here's the thing: it's in the problem with it is it's in December, so like he tore his ACL now. So by the time who knows when he gets back next year?
We should be back by the ACL injuries are now about 8 to 10 months. They're no longer like full 12. The only thing is that first year back, he's a lineman. I don't know how it affects him. I know running backs, they're not really 100% when they come back.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's different for linemen. Maybe it might be worse because he's bigger. I'm not sure.
All right.
The only thing I would say about that is Tampa has good edge rushers.
Mm-hmm.
Rams have good edge rushers.
Saints do too.
Saints have Cameron Jordan. But Seattle doesn't.
No, they don't. See, but here's the thing.
Seattle
I mean,
would be,
I wish you were listening earlier.
If I'm a Packer fan, I want to see Seattle in the NFC Championship game.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. It's just man. I mean, Russell Wilson has left such a salty taste in my mouth. I mean, it's just one of.
But
he has so much magic with him.
Anymore. You saw last year without that Legion of Boom.
But
defense.
still, I mean, look at how Russell Wilson's winning games now in the last four. Listen, this is what Russell Wilson does. I think his strat, and that, it's a stupid strat, but I think with him, I have a feeling he does this shit so he can prep himself for fourth quarters and comebacks. Okay, I think he's deliberately doing this to us so he can prepare himself for the playoffs so he can just pull games out of his ass. Russell Wilson is the kind of guy that would do that. I think. Just going off his personality, I feel like he would do that. You know what I mean? It just scares me, that's all. But no, matchup-wise, yeah, I would like to see Seattle. I think matchup would be the best scenario for the Packers to get to the Super Bowl. Would probably be playing Seattle and Lambeau, for sure.
That would be I think your best matchups are Washington, Seattle.
But dude,
that would be the perfect one.
I want Aaron Rodgers to beat Tom Brady so badly.
I kind of feel like if the Bucks do end up playing the Packers, that would. I mean, they beat the crap out of the Packers, but that
was on the road though.
That kind of sticks. I know that would stick to Rodgers, and he would want that.
I think so too. I mean, and then you get Rodgers, Brady in a playoff game, right? Granted,
that's
it's not the Super Bowl.
We've always wanted that. It's.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so let's do this. Right now, what's the score in this Washington-Philly game? It's 17-14, Washington. Okay, whatever. They're gonna punt. All right, so
17-14. So Washington might not even make it.
No, they're up. Washington's up 17-14.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
How much time is that?
It's third quarter.
They're only up by 3.
Yeah, I know. It's this close. They might not make it.
So the Giants would make it then if they lose.
The Giants do have a really good defense.
Well, it's not Eli Manning anymore. So
I know. If it was Eli Manning, I would give Eli a shot. Even terrible Eli. But
by the way, as a Dolphin fan, when the season started.
Oh yeah, tell me what's up, man. Give me your thoughts on the Dolphins. I forgot you're a Dolphin fan.
I said if we go 8-8, it's a successful season. All I care about this season is Tua. What does he look like? Now, to get to the point that we got to and not make it, I blame the Steelers, first of all.
Oh, so
why are the Bills playing all their starters in the first half and the Steelers aren't, first of all?
Oh, boy.
Second of all, whatever. 10-6, we don't make the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Bears are 8-8, and the fucking NFC champion is going to be under 500. They're going to make the fucking playoffs. That's fucking great.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm tired of seeing all the Tua slander.
Oh, I got one for you, but go ahead.
His best receiver is a quarterback. Devontae Parker, I believe, has been healthy for 3 Tua games. Second of all, the offensive coordinator, Chan Gailey, he's got to go. If Tua's in the game, all he wants to do is call screen passes. He's stupid RPO, doesn't want to take shots down the field. And you have Mike Gesicki. That's the third thing. Why isn't Gesicki being targeted 10 times a game when your best receiver is a fucking quarterback?
I agree.
Dolphins offseason, I think, has been more simpler than it should have been. The defense is good. Maybe pick up a linebacker, extra edge rusher. That's it. Small things.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive line just needs a starter. That's it. Maybe a guard, maybe another tackle. But it's pretty set. The offseason is very simple. You got the third draft. You have the 18th pick in the draft. Mm-hmm. You have 2 more picks in the second round. You have money to go sign a receiver. Very simple. Go get receivers and get a running back. And then you can evaluate Tua next year.
That's where I'm at with Tua.
If they can go out and sign Allen Robinson, draft the receiver with the 3rd pick of the draft, draft the running back in the 2nd round, and he still looks like this, then I'll go, okay, maybe it's time to rethink the quarterback position. But when Mac Hollins is out here running around dropping passes, number 84, I refuse to say his name, number 84, needs to never put on a jersey again. He calls himself a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he dropped 3 easy, one play, all alone, middle of the field. Ball was perfectly thrown. He decided to jump. I don't know why he decided to jump and try to catch it in his stomach. But he just dropped it. There were 11 drop passes today by the Dolphin receivers.
That's sick.
11.
That's sick. I didn't get a chance to catch that.
I would love to see too. And Devontae Parker is not the type of receiver, like Adams or Diggs or Keenan. He doesn't create separation. You kind of just have to throw it and hope, he makes the play, which he kind of does. He did good today. Mm-hmm. But you kind of need a guy, 3rd and 6, create a little separation, get you those 7-8 yards.
Right.
Consistently. We don't have that.
You think Robinson's the answer?
I think he's the guy that can create separation and do that for you. I think Parker could be your physical guy that you throw up, go get the ball. Robinson can be your slot guy. Create separation, 6, 7 catches, 80, 90 yards, And you draft Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith, one of these stud receivers in the draft. Which, you talk about the Packers, why did the Dolphins pay Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, the 2 highest paid corners in the league, on one team? And then with your 3rd, 1st round pick, draft another corner and pass up T. Higgins or Chase Claypool.
They're smarter than us.
No, they're not. They're stupid.
That's all I can say.
Imagine the Packers.
That's all I can say.
With Patrick Queen right now.
Imagine the Packers' offense today if T. Higgins was the one throwing that bomb from Rodgers.
Would be fine. I think the offense would be fine. I think it's very simple. Patrick Queen is a simple pick there. It's very simple, very easy. You desperately need a linebacker.
The other thing is
help
too,
run game. He would have fit in perfect.
Oh, absolutely. The other thing is too is okay. And I wish you were on earlier when Jeremy was talking, because he made some great points about draft picks, about taking your time and all that stuff, and he's right. But the thing is you need to address needs when you move up like that. It's not, granted, okay, cool, you drafted Jordan Love and he didn't play in a great. Here's the thing. I would understand if Joe Burrow went down to 24. I would understand if who's the other quarterback? Justin Herbert was there, or whatever. Whatever. Tua was there for some fucking reason. Sure, I understand those decisions because those quarterbacks have proven, they've shown you what they can do. What the fuck has Jordan Love done to warrant a 1st round pick? I don't understand it. Now, granted, I can eat my words in 5 years from now, right? I could be wrong, right? And he turns out to be the next fucking Pat Mahomes or some shit. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I haven't seen any tape of any games of his that has jumped out to me that said, that guy's a star. You know what I mean? Nothing.
I didn't even know who he was, to be honest.
Nobody did. And it's funny. Draft night, do you remember what I told you? I said, don't be shocked if the Packers take Jordan Love. And you're
Yeah,
like,
you did
who's
say
Jordan
that.
Love? And I was like, dude, just watch. Because
You did warn me, and I was just like, why in the hell would you pay Aaron Rodgers that money? I think he has 4 years left in that deal.
another
Or
three, yeah. Mm-hmm.
To me, it's pretty simple. If you're a bad team, the way the Dolphins were, or the Chargers or something, you take the best player available. That's it. It don't matter about, you don't have needs.
Mm-hmm.
You need a whole team. When you're 13-3 and you lost to a team whose quarterback threw the ball 8 times?
8 times, dude. 8
They
times.
ran all over you. You have the quarterback, you have the receiver, you have the O-line, you have the running back.
Mm-hmm.
You have the pass rush, you have the corners, you have the safety.
Right.
You really have 2 things you need to get.
Mm-hmm.
Another receiver and a linebacker. Someone to help you with the run.
Yep.
What did they do? Quarterback, running back.
Quarterback. Because
now, A.J. Dillon might be good. I mean, he looked really good. That might be them saying we're not signing Aaron Jones.
I said that. But, okay, so
We're
pay
gonna let him
attention.
go.
So,
Let Aaron Jones go.
I don't know about that yet. Because here's the thing. Today, Aaron Jones scored the touchdown today, okay? And after, you have to watch the touchdown celebration. So, when it's touchdown celebration, he pulled out a chain, a Green Bay Packers chain, like fresh, like diamond stud. Could that be a sign where, like, hey, they have like a verbal agreement kind of thing, where it's like, okay,
I don't think so. I think that's Aaron Jones.
I don't think so.
Stay in Green Bay.
It could be both, right? So I don't know. Like, my thing is the AJ Dillon move to me was we're not signing Aaron Jones.
Yes,
That was to me. That's what is clear as day to me. And I was like, all right, I get what you're doing there. I hate it because the thing is with running backs, they get screwed. They really do. And that whole contract thing that they got, they get screwed really fucking badly. Like, Aaron Jones is probably going to get a payday from another team, but he's probably going to last another, 2 years because they... Well, granted, in Green Bay, they're not wearing him down. You know what I mean? They're not giving him 30, 40 carries a game.
Now, but it's still football.
It's still football, yeah.
Still taking hits.
Yep.
You had T. Higgins. You had Chase Claypool.
Brandon Ayuk, by the way, was available.
Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Brandon Ayuk. I'm sorry. You know what the Niners did? I apologize. The Niners, to give a finger to the Packers, what they ended up doing was, because the Packers were projected to take Ayuk in that spot, the Niners moved up, actually, because they weren't done that night. The Niners made a lot of moves that night. I don't know if you remember this. But they moved back up to go grab Brandon Ayuk. And said, fuck you to Green Bay, basically. So, yeah, I forgot about that, too. So he wasn't available. But the pick before, he got taken by the Niners. But you saw, I mean, he's playing pretty well with the Niners. I mean, what did he do today, actually? Let's take a look.
Just imagine how good he would look if Aaron Rodgers was quarterback and Devontae Adams is taking away attention from him.
Right. And why is it that me and you can see this, but professionals that are paid to do this job
because because the pick is easy and they just want to look smarter than other people. Like how the Dolphins took a corner and instead of taking a receiver, when you had a poor receiving corps to help the quarterback that you claim is your future in Tua. I mean, the Bengals made it simple. We're taking Burrow 1. Oh, look, T. Higgins is available. We'll take him to help our quarterback. The Bengals had Tyler Boyd and A.J. Green. They didn't need to take T. Higgins, but they said, you know what? We're going to take this guy to be our quarterback for the next 10 years. We're going to take a receiver to help him out.
Right.
But these teams, they just try to... the Packers will probably see Jordan Love and go, he's our next Aaron Rodgers. He's going to sit here for 4 years, and then he's going to be a star. And what happens if he's not a star? Now what?
Now what? Exactly. That's the whole point. If Jordan Love fails, like the other thing is too, like you guys gotta understand, man. The Packers, from after Vince Lombardi left till we got Brett Favre. I mean, the Packers were one of the worst teams in the league.
There are no Packers in the 80s.
No, no one.
In the late 70s, in the 70s and 80s, you don't see Packers.
You don't see shit.
You see Cowboys, Steelers, Dolphins, Raiders,
Niners.
Then you see in the 80s, it's Niners, Giants, then 90s again, it's the Cowboys and the Niners and the Packers. Then it becomes the Packers.
Right. Then it becomes that.
Favre.
We have an opportunity to be the Browns, okay? If Jordan Love does not pan out, dude, we're in for
Packers have a little bit of a history of these, Tony Mandrich,
Oh, don't even dude, Tony. They could have had Barry
just
Sanders.
saying.
See, but everybody always plays devil's advocate, right? So, like, okay, if you don't get, let's say if we get Barry Sanders, maybe you don't get Brett Favre. But we didn't have Brett Favre yet. So.
You didn't when that happened?
No, we didn't. No. Actually, let me look. Hold on. Barry Sanders draft.
I think you did have.
If we did, then I'm just going to.
Because I think Mandrich drafted.
Yeah, he was
Brett Favre.
1989. So Brett Favre was not in Green Bay yet.
That draft was 89?
Yeah. That was 89.
That was the Aikman, Mandrich, Sanders? That's what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's probably one of the worst picks of all time. No, Jamarcus Russell. It's always Jamarcus.
Jamarcus Russell's always one of the worst picks I've ever seen.
Yeah, as a Dolphin fan, overall, we went 10-6. I believe we have a quarterback. I think we have a defense. I think we have the right coach.
Mm-hmm.
The offseason needs to be very simple. Do exactly what the Bills and the Cardinals did this offseason. Even the Browns, 2 off seasons ago.
I'm pissed off at the Cardinals, by the way. They don't seem to learn that a 5'8" quarterback can't run the football like that. Like, I don't understand. You have Kenyon Drake. The he exploded last year, right? This year, they just decided not to give him the football. And today, what do you find out? Kyler Murray gets injured.
That's always been a problem.
What?
Especially with his size.
Yes, dude. He's 5'8".
It was very weird what happened with the Cardinals. If you look at their first 7 games, I think it was, or 8, 9 games, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They were very open. They ran the ball out with Murray. The throws were down the field. I believe the last 5 games, if you look at DeAndre Hopkins, they turned him into Julian Edelman. All his routes are 5-6 yards.
Yeah. And
I don't know if there was an injury to an O-lineman or I don't know what. But they just stopped throwing the ball down the field. Christian Kirk was making play after play, week after week. That just stopped.
Mm-hmm. Sick.
But what I'm saying is, at least they went out. They went and traded for DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I give them all the credit in the world. They didn't have to do that.
The Bills traded for Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
The Browns traded for Beckham, signed Landry, signed Austin.
They went for it. They tried.
When you get a young quarterback, and you believe in that quarterback, no matter what you want to say. Everyone was saying that Josh Allen was a bust. You guys think the wrong pick.
Yep.
They're all eating their words right now.
Yep, they are. Josh Allen. Look at that. The Bills won the AFC East after the Patriots have dominated for so many years. Yep.
13-3. And the guy's an MVP candidate. The only problem is Mahomes and Rodgers are just
that much better.
One step better than him.
Yep. That's it. Oh, so by the way, I don't know if you're watching a stream right now. I might as well, because we're talking about Tua Tagovailoa, right? You want to talk about hot takes? Are you watching my stream right now?
No, I'm not right now. Because
Okay.
I don't want to double the sound.
Oh, don't do that. Okay, so let's not do that. Okay, so basically, I forgot, a couple of months ago, Charles sent me a Facebook friend invite out of nowhere, right? So,
really?
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I just accepted it.
He hates me.
That's fine. But I was like, whatever. I really don't care. I accept anybody. I don't give a fuck. But okay, so today, he was one of the ones that was getting into argument about Devontae Adams. He's the one who made the claim that Mike Evans is better than Devontae Adams. I said, no, stop it. But so today, his hot take is Dolphins to trade Tua. And I was like, I saw that and I'm like, dude, see, you're a part of the Dolphin fan base. Is the reason why
a lot of Dolphins that feel that way. A lot of Dolphin fans.
And I'm like, you're the reason why I can't back your fucking team. This is
I'll
part
tell you
of it.
one thing.
This is part of it.
I'll tell you one thing. I trade him on only one scenario.
If you get Trevor Lawrence,
yes.
That's
If we can trade Tua and the 18th pick and both our second round, I would do this. I would do this right now. I would trade Tua, our 18th pick, and both our second round picks. So that's Tua and 3 picks in the top 50. Get Trevor Lawrence at number 1. And number 3, take the receiver, sign Allen Robinson. I'll do that. That's the only way to trade.
That's the only way I do that. I mean, if you can get up to number 1 and get that guy, yeah, sure. That's the only way I do it. But no, I literally messaged him. I was like, dude, like before you make that claim, like give him a full season. The guy played what 6 games this year.
Peyton Manning threw 28 interceptions his rookie
In his
year.
first year, what if they would have had that mindset that they would have traded Peyton Manning.
It's
Like,
just
you
social
can't
media
do that.
age.
You can't
Everything
do
needs
that.
to happen now.
Right, especially with a quarterback. Like on top of that,
whatever happened to quarterback wins? Like when the team, like Tua, what is he? 7-3,
something like
Was it
that.
started?
I think. I don't know.
6-3. I think it's something like that. And Justin Herbert, I think, won 1 game as a starter, 2 games.
Yeah.
So what? So we care about stats. We care about wins. I don't understand.
It's one of with people. They pick and choose when it comes to with players. It's like, okay, for you, we're gonna recommend. We're gonna look at wins and we're gonna say that's.
So
just
when we look
deciding
at
factor.
Brady and Manning,
Mm-hmm.
Manning's stats are better year to year.
Mm-hmm.
But Brady has the win, so we go Brady's the GOAT. Rodgers' stats are better.
See, but here's the thing with Manning and Brady. Like to me, like I think you're picking because I don't see that much of a difference between Manning and Brady.
I've always had this take.
Looking at both of them, you're like I can see why people say Brady's better, but at the same time, I can see why Manning's better. But when you see Rodgers compared to Brady, I mean, it's clear as day. At least in my eyes, Rodgers is better, right? Because you can just look at him, like talent-wise, just look at what the fuck he's doing. Like Brady can't do what Rodgers is doing. You know what I mean? Neither can Peyton. Like Peyton can't do what fucking Rodgers is doing, or Mahomes, right? You just look at them; it's just talent.
Well, Mahomes can. All right, relax.
No. I'm saying like when you look at their talent, like Rodgers and Mahomes, right? When you compare them to Manning and Brady, like let's compare Mahomes to Manning and Brady. Like clear as day, like Manning and Brady can't do what Mahomes is doing because Mahomes is just like look at him, like look what he's doing, like running outside the pocket.
This has been my take on the quarterback conversation that I always get people fighting me back on, so I just shut up about it because I don't feel like dealing with people.
Oh man, you're a better man than me.
Aaron Rodgers is the most to me. Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Patrick Mahomes can be the greatest quarterback of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He's on his way to do that. I think so.
I agree.
And then I would say Tom Brady is definitely one of the 5 or 6 best quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But in football, like, I think Dan Marino's better than Tom Brady. I think it's very unfortunate that Dan Marino he played 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
He never had a defense as good as Brady had.
No, never. No.
He never had a Randy Moss or a Rob Gronkowski. He had Mark Clay and Mark Duper. None of those 2 guys were as good as Randy Moss or Rob Gronkowski.
Hell no.
He had Don Shula and he had Jimmy Johnson. Those guys aren't Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady's great, super smart, super accurate, great arm, and probably the best quarterback at the QB sneak ever. He always gets 2-3 yards. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know either.
Always. Tom Brady, to me, like, he's one of the 5-6 best quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
He's also probably the luckiest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
He's had, how many quarterbacks can say, I've played 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had a good or great defense. Even in Tampa, he has a good defense. I played for one of the best, if not the best coach of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I won a Super Bowl where I didn't throw a touchdown pass. I won another Super Bowl where I only threw 1 touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm.
I got to play with possibly the greatest receiver of all time, Randy Moss. Possibly the greatest tight end of all time, Rob Gronkowski.
Mm-hmm.
He took advantage of it. He won 6 Super Bowls, I think.
Yeah,
he's
6.
at 5. So he's won 6.
Mm-hmm.
Some unlucky, some lucky. I think the Atlanta one, he got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
The Seattle one, he got lucky. The 2 Giants ones, he got unlucky. It happens.
Right.
If you switch Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, I believe the Packers would have one Super Bowl. I think they'll have one still. But I do believe the Patriots will have more than 6.
I do too. I mean, Tom Brady's on record saying that.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers loses to the Giants. Because when you rush 4 on Rodgers, he can extend time to, extend the play. Brady can't do that.
Right. Granted, we have seen games where Aaron Rodgers, when they rush 4 and they stop him. It's happened,
fine.
but it's rare though. It's rare that it happens. You know what I mean?
My thing is Brady has been in the best situation. I think him and Joe Montana, 2 of the most to me the luckiest. To win that many Super Bowls, gotta be lucky. Just Terry Bradshaw too. Terry Bradshaw, Steel Curtain,
right?
And Franco Harris.
God, great. My dog's going. All right, man. I might have to cut it here. All right, man. Anyways, thanks for coming on. God, Otis. Hey, I'm live, man. Whatever. He's gonna do more views. All right. Anyway. All right, man. I'm gonna call it here, bro.
All right, man. Don't forget, Heat and 5.
Oh, Bucks and 4. Bucks and 4.
No. It was Heat and 5. That's a fact. That's in the history books.
That's in the history books. We're talking about 2021. We're moving on. We're talking about this year. I'm saying it. Bucks sweep the Heat in 4. Mark my words. All right, man. I gotta go. He's barking.
All right, man.
All right, man. Take it easy, man. Yep. Have a good one. Bye. All right, guys. That's the end of the episode right there. Anyways, guys, this is going to be the 4th episode of Chewie's, 4th or 5th episode of Chewie's Bodega. We're talking about the Green Bay Packers winning the 1 seed, and thanks to Jeremy Southerndandy for coming on. Thanks for thanks for DarthNader for coming on for giving their commentary. This episode will be up on my YouTube channel. It will be on my Twitch channel. You can just see it there. Definitely when this is on YouTube, rate the video down below, like or dislike the video. Subscribe to my channel. We'll be getting more videos out about the NFL playoffs going forward. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you very much. Share the video, watch it. Give me your thoughts. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. And we'll see what. And that's it. All right, guys, have a great one. Have a blessed day. Take it easy. Bye.